Okay, let's try this again now with voice. I hope people can hear it. I hope you can hear something now, Soren. You should be able to hear something now. It was my fault, as usual. I don't only delay my streams, I also delay my audio.
Yes, the special guest is me, yep.
As you already noticed, this time it's not the Eggy cam, it's the J cam. There. He's there. Jay's there. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Now with audio, and we're gonna start a bit of background music, hopefully. Now too. Can everybody hear Jay okay when he's talking? Because I'm not too sure how the audio is on his on that channel. So if anything is too low or too loud, just tell in chat, because I can't really tell. Yeah, we had a bit of technical difficulties on my side, as usual. So I hope this is it for tonight, and we're not gonna have any more problems. But it's one of my build streams, so we'll never know. Seemed like you miscalculated the time zones, Jay.
Oops.
It appears. Well. But
I think there's quite a bit of lag on it as well, Kwer, because watching the stream, I think I'm about 10 seconds behind when I actually speak.
Okay. That's my shitty PC and my high-speed internet connection. Well, German high speed. That's different from all other places. I hope it's working out in some way okay, but we'll see. If it's too hard on the lag, now you're back online. Production. I hope it's not too bad overall, and we can make it work. Anyways, you're not here to see me fail at streaming, you're here to see me fail at building, I guess. Well, I hope not that I fail, but anyways. I would say I stop talking now, but that's gonna be hard. Okay, so first, welcome everybody who already joined. And let's rewind a bit to the introductions. I mean, probably Jay doesn't need any introduction, because many of the people that are currently joining are expecting a stream of Jay, but he's on his well-earned vacation. That's why he can eat while he's streaming, while other people do the work for him. Hi Jay, welcome to the stream.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How is your vacation of streaming?
Well, this was the first week. This was the first week I had off streaming, and I'm here on a stream. So it's good. No, it's good. It's nice to not actually have to be doing stuff, and I can just sit here and eat my dinner whilst watching you build a stream and interact with chat as well. And to Stocks, your question is, what am I eating? I'm eating halloumi fries and a grilled cheese sandwich at the minute. So yeah, that's what I mean. But I've also got rum and coke to wash it down. So there we go.
That's on. Now I know what I forget. The whole time I was thinking I forgot something, and I forgot to put any alcohol in my drink. So I'm gonna have to do the sober, and I have no excuses if anything goes wrong. Sad for me. Anyways, the drink of the night for me is, as always, Mio Mio Mate Ginger. So, Mio Mio Mate, I'm still waiting on that sponsorship deal. Make it happen. Yeah, but normally you, Jay, would start off with like your mail call, what you have received over the week. Sadly, I don't get as much stuff, so there's not much to show off on my end. Except maybe, well, I hope it shows up on stream okay, but I got a packet from Max, Cable Car Designs. Come on, focus. Come on. Yeah, now we're talking. He made another exquisite cable for me, which features these Lemo connectors, quick connectors. So I now have one with USB-C and one that's currently on the board for mini USB. And you can quickly just change and switch between them with these connectors, which is a godsend because I don't have to have like 2 different or multiple different keyboard cables on my desk. And it just looks really, really rad. Because the sleeving, if you can see it, is like, come on, focus, focus, there. Oh, no, oh, no. It's like, it doesn't really show off on camera, but it's like a silvery thread, so it's glittering, and it's really awesome. Hi Matt Advice Guys, Advice Guy, welcome to the stream. And yes, oh, okay, this is back to normal. I'll put this to the side because now we're gonna go for the real star of the evening. Let me get the board. One of the fantastic TX keyboard cases that holds a lot of stuff. So, but honestly, if you ever buy a TX board, buy it with the case. These days it's often enough included, just like you can't deselect it, but sometimes you can. But if you have the chance, get one of these. They're really, really perfect for transporting your high value target value boards. What's not so much high value about these boards? PCBs. The PCB in itself is okay, or actually it's a quite nice LCB. It has PCB. It has the lighting is shit, but you can see it a bit here and there. There's like this texture to it. It's nicely made, but it's run. This is a Lico PCB, and it's run by his custom software, not any standard software in normal cases, which uses an online configurator software called Gcon, I think it's for those. And I don't like it at all. That's why this one is already converted to QMK. I did this beforehand because it can be a lengthy process, and I didn't want to delay this as long as my other streams, if necessary. It's already tested and, like I said, reprogrammed, so I'm hoping this won't give me any problems tonight. We will see. We will see. Screws and bump-ons. Gotta have those. Put those aside for now. And no, the real stuff. Anyone who watched Jay's stream last weekend already knows that there's this white edition from TX keyboards. He built the TX60 or TX65 for Mel?
It was the TX65, and I'm using it right now actually.
It's
actually what's in use right now.
You hold off sending it off then. Just
yeah, I'm waiting for her to come and pick it up, so she doesn't live too far away.
Okay.
Pick it up.
Okay. How do you like it? I mean, you build it, so it's probably not that bad.
It's nice to type on. She's got good switches. Max lubed the switches actually and sent them to me to put in the board for her.
Okay.
So the board feels and looks great. I don't want to let her take it away.
Understandable.
Stocks is telling me he doesn't like the white on the TX boards. He doesn't like it after seeing faxes at the Scottish meetup yesterday.
Oh, really? He doesn't like it. The color, the texture, or what specifically? Or just he doesn't like because he doesn't have one?
Well, he doesn't say that. He just says,
okay.
I don't like it.
Okay, well. Stux, if you're in the chat, you should be in the chat. Maybe you can elaborate on that, why you don't like it, because I can't see a reason why. Yes, I'm protecting the good desk mat with the less good. No, honestly, the main reason for that is that until there's a new replacement for this desk mat, I want to keep it as good, as shiny as I can. And this one is just, it's thicker. And this one is relatively thin. So this is better to work on if you have to handle very heavy stuff like this TX board, because this one is a really heavy weight. Yeah, maybe just for comparison purposes, I have another white board built. This is my white Kiwi 60. And as you can see, the TX color is slightly more, I would say, warmer, a warmer white, so slightly more orange, yellowish, while the Kiwi 60 is way more bluish in the white tone. This is a much better fit for EVPT black on white. I'm not gonna put these caps on here because honestly I think they clash too much. The white tones are too different.
Kwer,
Yes.
how does the 60 feel against the the feel of the anodization? How does that feel compared to the TX board?
I like this one more. This one is super smooth. I don't know. I think it's some kind of electroplating process or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not anodizing, or it's some kind of normal anodizing. But it's also not painted or powder coated, or at least it doesn't feel like it. While you also have the board, so you know what I'm talking about. But you can feel that there's like something is put on texture on this one. Like I think it's powder coated process, if I remember correctly, and I think you can kind of feel it in the quality. This is super smooth finish, no questions asked, but you have like this paint texture to it. While this one,
I think I'd define it as a satin feel rather than a gloss feel.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And this one would be more the glossy variant. It's very smooth, but not this. Yeah, not the satin feeling, more like, like a metallic version. Very smooth. I quite like this one, but I don't know if it's feasible for larger boards or if it's too expensive or what's behind it. It could also be that this is some kind of color, like painting process and just different kind of paint or something. I'm not too sure, but it seems rather what the English term? It doesn't seem to scratch that easily. While this I've heard can be a bit scratchy.
Yeah, I feel like I've got to be really careful with this board, otherwise I will risk scratching it up anything metallic near it or anything like that.
Yeah. So I hope I don't mess anything up with that, because that would suck real bad. Backside, a nice big hunk of a full brass weight. So first step, we have to take this apart because we have to get at the plate. Normally, at this stage, many build videos or build streams will show you lubing switches or stuff like that. My switches I already pre-lubed because I'm really slow at it and it can take forever. And this is a really large board and I need a lot of switches. I already have these pre-lubed. We'll talk about these switches in a second. I also have my steps already pre-clipped. so I can't really show that off, but anybody who's interested in that can check out Jay's old build streams. We're gonna loop these before we insert them, and yeah, rest we can talk about later. Anyways, the switches, while I'm taking apart this board, or the few screws out that hold it together, these are, I call them just Razers, but to make it more clear what they really are, you can call them holy or unholy Razers. And these are desoldered from, or the switch housing is desoldered from a Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2016. The date is important in this one, or the year is important, because starting from that year until I think 1 or 2 years later, Razer used Greetech greens, or rather the housings for Razer were manufactured by Greetech. So in the end, these are Greetech green housings, and they come relatively close to Holy Pandas or Panda housing, as at least when the leaf is concerned. So I think it was Walker, if I remember correctly, that did a whole, or somebody else, I'm not too sure, did a really large comparison between switches, and especially the switches, the leaves of switches. And the conclusion was that the leaves in these are as close as you can get to the Panda leaves, which, yeah, which makes it, which made it, I should say, the poor man's version of a Holy Panda, because these are quite cheap in comparison to what you have to pay for pandas a few months ago when I started planning out this build. Nowadays, it's just easier to get real Holy Pandas directly from mass drop. The drop is currently still running, but I'm still gonna build this board with these switches because A, I don't want to wait that long. And from my comparison I did with other real Holy Pandas, I have just one of those here. These are a bit different. So it's not like it's Holy Pandas or these are complete identical. The main reason for that is, from my own findings so far, is these Razer housings or Greetech green housings have a smaller bottom well, so the stem hits earlier, so you have a way harder bottom out, and for some people that can be annoying, and I'm not too sure how it will fare in a longer usage, but I quite like it. From the tests I did while lubing, these give a feeling almost of a typewriter, and feeling as well as in sound. So this could be quite interesting. Just let me find a place to put this.
Just while Kwer's doing that, hey Final Frank, good to see you on stream, dude, and Trionyx as well. Good to see you guys here. Is this the official ISR stream? 159 says. You could call it that. Yeah, it's the international kit stream anyway, and Kwer's kindly got me on as a guest to try and talk to you guys when he gets into the build and he's doing his soldering and fixing up.
So, well, official ISO streams. I also only build ISO boards because I only also use ISO DE as a layout. But yeah, you could say Jay and I kind of are the ISO alliance in that case. But as the desk mat shows, there can only be one. So Yeah. And Frank, welcome. And yes, I do like white as a color, but that's about it. Okay. So PCB. Oh yeah, right. We'll come to this later. First, we're gonna do the most important step.
Yeah, average user 2 it is a white TX CP. Yeah.
So if normally most PCBs you get don't have these attached. They're from the manufacturing process, but in TX keyboards you always have them. Or for the Lico keyboards they just break away. There also was one at the top, but I had to remove that to get at the USB port for flashing purposes. Okay. That can be thrown away. And now I realize that I forgot something else. I kind of need screws for screw-in stabilizers. Okay, we'll catch that in a moment. So, well, these are GMK screw-in stabilizers from the one and only Faxer, Mr. Step Guy, who sadly can't be in stream tonight because he's still on the plane from back from the meetup in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
He nearly didn't make his plane, so but that should have worked out hopefully, or at least his plane was cancelled. So he found another one, I hope. Like I already said beforehand, but for everybody who just joined, these are pre-clipped. So let's see. You can see that you don't see 4 legs, just 2. The smaller legs are, oh come on, are already gone. I'll see if I can find another one just for comparison purposes, but I think most of you already know what's clipping your steps means. And Jay is gonna take this for a moment until I find my screws for my screw-in stabilizers. Just a second.
Yeah, guys, I'm not building tonight. I know you've asked that. I'm just literally helping Kwer out with you guys in chat while he does the build in a little bit. And as Lex says, yes, I'm just eating. I got the times wrong, as Gio noted earlier on. I've been eating my dinner for a little bit, and I shouldn't have been. So it's my bad, but we're all good now. We're all good. Who else have we got in chat as well? Oh, I see Rope as well. Hey, Rope, good to see you, dude. Hey, man. I think you've probably seen a little bit of delay between my voice and what you see on stream for me as well, but that's just one of those things. Do you have any TX keyboards, Jay? I've got a few. I'm using one right now. I'm using a white, hold up, just up to the camera. There you go, white TX65, which is using GMK Skydolch.
So these should hopefully be should be enough, I think, if I can count. I wouldn't count on that, but we'll see. So this is gonna be an ISO compact 1800 build with a 7U spacebar, the big wire. So that means we need one for 2U stabilizer for backspace, one for the one and only complete ISO enter.
So avid users just asking how you like the finish on the white.
Yeah, I don't know if avid user, if you were already here when I did the comparison, but I also have this one, the white Shiwi. this one is a lot smoother than the one from the TX. And it's also more whitish or more bluish blue-whitish than the TX one. Like this and this. You can see the difference. But this has a nice texture to it. I think Jay compared it to like satin from as a feeling, and that comes quite close to it. I quite like the finish. It's a bit different. Yes, it's powder coated. It's not anodized, but I kind of dig it. And
just
I like
just in terms of its durability as well, I would use it. I think it's probably more susceptible to knocks and bangs. It's probably easy to scratch and damage, but I don't. With it being a paint process and it being powder coated, I don't think that sweat and oils will discolor it, because it's effectively what they use on car parts and numerous other bits and pieces. So it's quite tough. It will fade in light. I think UV will affect it over time. So if you've got it in direct sunlight, that will affect it over a few years. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool, and I really like it as well.
Okay, where's... And another thing I forgot. Good thing everything is at hands. Okay. So, just taking a minute here. See any questions coming up? Lexarama, I'm not gonna loop switches. They are already pre-looped because this is a rather large board and would take forever. And I have a work day tomorrow, so I can't be that late. But I'm gonna loop the steps. That isn't really doable before. And I mean, you could probably do it, but I personally wouldn't do it. But yeah. So. Oh, and now I forgot the non-clipped steps. But anyways, I think there are enough tutorials about step clipping. So, okay.
Yeah, average user. I think Mao. I've got a Mao board as well, and that is very much more susceptible. That's a lot softer than what this powder coated finish feels like. It's definitely easier to mark Mao than it is to mark the powder coated boards. We need to make the EFA union, Europeans for ANSI union. Well, that's your choice. That's your choice, advice guy. You go for it, dude. You set it up, and we'll see how many supporters you get. Probably more than there is ISO users, to be honest. But there we go.
Well, then we have to count initiate and do something like the ISO users of America or something.
Yeah, there's only 2 of those.
Well. Maybe it's a dozen, who knows? Okay.
Oh, is Avid User 2 Pingu? Is that who it is? Okay.
Nah.
Oh no, it's not.
It's Pingu.
Pingu's posted already. Yeah, sorry, missed your post, Pingu. Hello, dude. Hello. You probably see my image waving at you about 10 seconds after you hear me speak. We're good. We're all good.
Okay.
Sorry, I got confused. Avid User. Soran saying hello, Pingu. Right after you posted, confused me for a second. I apologize. Yes. We all love ISO. Nearly all my boards are ISO. There's another one just here as well. See if you like that.
And you're even looking at boards that don't support ISO to bring them into the fold, right?
Yes. So I have got a Zephyr on the way. That's just been posted today, and I've got a Vern TKL, which is one of Zambumon's prototypes. They're both ANSI only from the factory, but we will be making them ISO. Well, that will be a thing. That will happen. Oh, Eglig's saying my audio and video on stream is in sync. Okay, so it's just me that's watching and seeing it at delay then. Okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah, that might just be because roundup times, so because you're hearing yourself earlier than what the image shows, but
yeah.
As long as it's okay on the other end. again, if my voice is too low or too high, or if Jay is indistinguishable from the music or something like that, just tell us, and trying to fix that by hopefully not breaking anything else, because I mean that's an option. That's always an option. Seems like you have really great fans around, Jay.
Yeah, well, 159, you're gonna have to unsubscribe from Top Clack then in a couple of weeks, because guess what? Average user likes ISO more on almost every board except for wing keyless, 10 keyless. I think ANSI looks better on that. Okay.
Okay.
That's fair. Why do you think that, average use? Why do you think it looks better on a wing keyless board? That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. Oh, we've got Cyber Sam as well. Cyber Sam's in chat. He's one of the steadfast UK elite.
Welcome to the stream, Cyber Sam.
Egler's saying because he hasn't seen my ISO wing keyless, 10 keyless. Rope says he likes both ISO and ANSI. That's fair, dude. Do you know what? That's really fair. That's really fair. I have zero problems with any layout. I'm completely layout agnostic. If one person in the world likes a layout that they use, then that makes it a valid layout for me. That's my view on it. Whether I'd use that myself or not is completely irrelevant to whether I think a layout's valid or not. Okay, so average user says he likes the symmetry of an ANSI on a wing keyless board. See, I prefer boards not to have that symmetry. I prefer the look of the ISO. It differentiates between what's left and right rather than it looking symmetrical. I prefer it to be asymmetrical instead. I much prefer that look.
That's fair. I think that it's like whenever I see an HHKB, and I'm trying to imagine what it would like in ISO, and that just wouldn't work. I think the HHKB layout has to be ANSI as much as I defend ISO, just because it just works in my opinion. But I would never use it. That's the other point I was trying to make, because I just can't. I'm an ISO guy.
Oh, we've got Stocks is back in chat. Met Advice Guy says personal preference. Absolutely, it's all personal preference.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
What the point on personal preference though is that what we shouldn't do is we shouldn't bash someone for having a different personal preference to what we have. That's not how we should do it. It should be completely, open, and whatever people want to use, we should support that. Final Frank says, except that big right shift, that thing is hideous. Yes, I would agree. I prefer to do split shifts on both sides. That's just mine.
And here we have the first snatch of the evening.
Oh, because I think your camera's frozen as well, Kwer. Just while Kwer's fixing his camera, Stock says there's a GIST HHKB as well. That would be interesting. I would love to try that. We've got Olivia in chat. Hey, Olivia. Hello.
Oh, hi, Olivia. New picture soon. Well, what the snag I hit is just I realized I got one clip-in step out, which annoys the heck out of me.
Everything above 45% is horrible, says Met Advice Guy. Again, that's your preference, dude. If you like that, you go with what you like, man. You go with that. Yeah. GIST HHKB is a bit problematic since the entire row is shifted. Oh, is it a different stagger I've used? Is the stagger slightly different standard? Is that how it is? Oh, okay, yeah. So the bottom row, the Z row is shifted at 0.25 units to the right. Hang on, you're going to see this differently on the camera because I'm mirror imaged, but it's to the right, yeah. Oh, that's a good question. What key set are you got in mind for this board, Kwer?
It's gonna be the EVPT 9009 for now. I was thinking about using an OG key set, but I only have one small right shift, and that's currently on my vintage chocolate bar build, and I didn't want to take that apart, so I'm gonna use the 9009 for now. No, the camera picture isn't back yet, right?
Not yet. No, it's still crashed.
Okay.
Just while we're waiting as well, G, I think you've taken first slot as well. I think you've gone and taken first slot. Met Advice Guy says, Jane Kwer, what are your thoughts on Godspeed that is on Mass Drop at the moment? So it's MT3 profile. I really like MT3 profile. I've got the what key set have I got? I've got the green and white one they did. It's not Hyrulean. What's the word I'm looking for? Elvish. That's really nice. I really like that. It's a lovely set, nice to type on. The caps cup your fingers as you type as well, which is really nice. So I think you should go for it. If you like Godspeed colours, go for it. Jay keeps, yes, just use 2U shift to accommodate the arrows, 0.25 to the left. Yeah, that makes sense. I've seen some 60% boards with that, and I'm not a fan of the of that layout. Oh, Gio, you're really close. Hold on.
Just a second. The image could be getting away. And now it's back with working camera. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it might happen again. Just tell me, and I now know what to do. Just like, yeah, production values. That's what I get for testing out a new camera on this first stream. So
what camera is it, Kwer?
My Pixel 3 XL.
Oh, nice. Okay, so your phone. Okay, nice.
I was gonna use that one. I just
really clear.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm using that, because I kind of wanted to have a face cam and another cam, but I don't have anything besides my DSLR, and that one doesn't have a proper HDMI out or something. So I thought I'm gonna use that, and it worked all day, and now it's giving me problems. As these things go.
Matt Advice Guy confirms he has joined the drop. Nice, good dude. I'd like to see that when we see you at the next meetup in London. Avid User says, I think this might be best for Godspeed so far. Don't like DSA and SA too high. Wasn't it XDA, not DSA, I think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Vomindoran has confirmed it. Hello, Vomindoran. Hello, man. Good to see you, dude. Godspeed Yellow looks ugly. I'd disagree. I think it could be doing with a bit more golden. If it looked a little bit more like the mods from DSA Alchemy, which I'm just showing up now, I think it would be nicer, especially with the blue. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Godspeed is a really nice colorway, and I also like the MT3 profile. The one time I tried it, I was able to try it. But that being said, there it is. The amount of kits I have to buy is just you have to be some kind of genius to figure out what you all need for a certain layout, and then you have to buy. Oh, sorry, that's on me. And then you have to buy different kinds again, and I'm not a fan of these big kits buys. It's just, I don't know, it's too complicated for me. I'm a simple man. And
Met Advice Guy is saying he makes no money on kits sold, as far as I know. So I know Chris really well. Chris and I hang out IRL as well as on Reddit and wherever else you see his Discord and stuff like that. I know he gets a little bit of profit from Alchemy, but it's not much. You're right. It's not much at all. The vast majority of the profits go to PMK. Yeah.
See, we were there. That's one. Okay. Well, Egla, you can start the counter. So this is like the first and second problem this stream had. So we're on a good way.
45 minutes in, and we're just starting the build.
Yes. Did Egla say something?
No, I
Okay.
was just laughing at my joke.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
shouldn't laugh at my own.
Well, you
Better
definitely
advice. He
should.
didn't lie. It's so small as it might as well be nothing. Honestly, it's not that Chris is lying. It's just that it's so small amount that he gets off them that he might as well not bother getting anything off them. I think it would cost more to send a check in the post than it would be for him to than the profits he actually gets from it. So he's not lying. It just makes no it makes no odds to him.
Did I? Yeah. I did just change the wrong one.
So for those that you don't know, Kwer had instead of having one screw inside, he had to his stabilizer. He had one screw inside and one clip inside, and he's just changed the wrong side for for another screw in.
Yeah, when things start to go wrong, they go really wrong. So, well.
Olivia is asking for thoughts on the cream switches. So I really like the cream switches that I've got. I've got one version 2 of the cream switches, Olivia, but I've only got and I've got a handful of the version 1 ones. I've tried a full board of the version 1 ones at Chris's, and they are really nice, but they did have that leathery feeling that was really apparent. The single version 2 switch that I've got has not got that issue at all. It's completely smooth all the way from the top all the way to the bottom. In my opinion, they are smoother than retooled blacks, even once lubed, but I'm not sure that I will like the sound profile. That's how I feel about them. Oh, the Geek Maker creamy, not cream switches. Oh, sorry, you mean the Geek Maker ones? Yeah, I'm not a fan. Don't buy them. They're not good. They sound terrible, and they don't feel great either. If I'm honest, I think the tangerines and the new Fair switches, FEI switches that they're going to be run through ALF, go for those instead.
Jay has gotten really yeah, Jay's sound suddenly cut out, like got really low.
Nothing's changed on my end.
Oh, now it's fluctuating, like up and down. So just try to say something.
Hello.
Okay, yeah,
hello.
it's back to normal.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, that's too large.
Okay, glad it's back. So, yeah, Geek Maker Creamies, no go, Olivia. Don't bother with them. I wouldn't do that. What else is going on? Avajesus says, did you guys see GMK's on set now? Yeah, it's GMK Black Lotus, but not Black Lotus that they're running. It looks all right. The kit is quite large. It doesn't fit a HHKB though. There's no R3 backspace and no R3 control and a few things like that. So it's a little bit different.
Like I said, when something goes wrong, it goes really wrong. I have to go looking for a missing screw. 1 second.
Okay, when you come back, your camera's frozen again as well, Kwer. And I think your computer's frozen, my stream as well. Yeah, I know my camera's frozen. It's not my end, it's all at Kwer's end. Basically, I've got a Skype call into Kwer. My camera's working just fine.
I think I've unfrozen Jay. And I think this mainframe freezing, so you probably will have to not see my face for the rest of the stream because I'm gonna reposition that camera for this because this other thing isn't working right. Cool.
Okay. You crack on with that, Kwer. I'll keep the chat engaged. We've also got Cyber Sam says spilled a rum and coke on his keep. No, my rum and coke is all fine. It's not going anywhere. Don't worry about that. We've got ISO returns as well. Hey man, good to see you. Welcome to the international kit stream with Kwer Denker and myself, Jay. Avaji just says, I wish GMK stocked classic colorways. I think they are doing more colorways. It's not a hint, they are doing more, but shh. There's quite a lot coming from GMK. So just keep watching their site and you'll see some announcements, I think, in the next couple of months. I don't know any of the sets that they are going to run, but they have got more planned. Maybe March, maybe a little bit later than March. I don't know. Yes, Gio, you asked what I'm drinking. I am drinking Kraken. I don't know if you can see that. My camera's unfrozen or not, but there you go. Full bottle of Kraken. Only opened it early on, so making a fresh start on it. GMK's naming of the set is the stupidest I've seen. GMK Q01. I don't know where the Q comes from, but I don't mind calling it GMK01, GMK02. I don't mind naming conventions like that. Mainly because my board that I'm developing is called the J01. So, you know, okay. I kind of like those straight naming conventions.
So hopefully you can now see again the building side, and you lost my ugly face. I'm still missing a screw, so just a second more. Fuck this.
Yes, Vomindoran, I think you're right. Uniki's logo. So Uniki is the front store end for GMK. A little bit by Pimp My Keyboard is the front end for Signature Plastics. And their logo is a Q, so you're probably right. I think that's probably where it comes from. Hi mate, it's good to be home in ISO land. Yeah, I've got 2 ISO keyboards in front of me. Yeah, I'm an ISO user as well. Avid user says, when you join Top Climb, will Quakem's build an ISO board? So we have been talking about this, and because he knows I'm going to have to build a couple of ANSI boards, he has said he will build an ISO board. I don't know what, we haven't decided on what he'll be building, but he will be building an ISO board at some point. He's interested in it. My advice, guys, look, I'm going to have to build an ANSI board. I'm going to have to build 2 before I convert them to ISO. So my first 2 streams on Top Pack are probably going to be ANSI built. So we're going to have the Vern TKL, which I'll be building with V2 Zelios, and then we're going to be doing a Zephyr as well, which will have probably some of the Zeal switches in. Hopefully Helios if it ships me some by then. So yeah, they're both going to start off as ANSI builds until I get all of the parts and files.
That little fucker.
CNC machining stuff done to get them converted to ISO. Yeah, Kwer's found his screw.
Yeah, I was already getting my another bag of screws, but I found the screw that was trying to screw me. Screw you, screw. So what I was trying to say before all this happened, whenever you're installing screw-in stabilizers, just make sure you have no bridging pads under these screws, because if you do and you put in screw-in screws, you're gonna screw yourself. If you ever have the situation where you have this kind of like a screw would bridge 2 pins anywhere, just put a bit of either Captain tape. This is this shiny stuff. That's if this reminds you of something, yes, this is the same stuff that they're using for space, because it's really heat resistant. So it's also good for soldering stuff. If you need to fix something and then solder it, this stuff is good. Or you get the noble version, if you're not into this sticky kind of stuff, is just like small washers. You can get them in 150 pieces bags of Amazon, I think. But we're not that fancy here. We're lowly plebs.
Avid user, wish GMK could sell stabilizers directly. If you do want GMK stabs and you are in the EU, then hit up Fax360 on Reddit or Faxer on Discord. If you want me to put him in touch with you, I can. He sells them at a great price, fast shipping, does all types, clip in, screw in, plate mount, whatever you need. GMK stabilizers, Fax is your man. So yeah, he will always be able to help you out.
Fax is McSteppy, the Stab Daddy.
Stab Daddy, yeah, that's it, the Stab Daddy. Vomindoran is asking how much the TXCP kit cost you.
Let me pull up my spreadsheet, then I can tell you. Then I'm German, so I have a spreadsheet for everything.
Vomindoran's putting the fax thread from Destority in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, hit up Fax. He's such a good guy. He was at the Edinburgh meetup yesterday, and I'm so sad that I didn't get there to meet him. I know Met Advice Guy did, and I know that Stocks and a few other people who are in the chat did. So do hit him up if you want stabs. Did you find that price, Kwer?
Yeah, the kit itself was around about $433 euros. That's already converted, plus shipping, plus customs, obviously.
That's not too bad a price. Not too bad a price at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, but if you look at Mac Market, these TX boards always fetch high prices. So it's just the way it is. And I have to admit, the TXCP was for a long time and still is one of my personal holy grails of keyboards. So I was very happy when I finally got the chance to buy one, especially because at that point, Kin or somebody at least close to him said that they won't be producing any more of the CP boards. So I was very happy when they did. And I instantly got in and got one, just to make sure I have one if they ever decide to don't do
not
anymore.
To do them again.
Yeah.
Avid user says keeping track of keyboard costs sounds dangerous. I would agree. So I have a spreadsheet tracker as well, but all it tracks is when things have been shipped and when things get delivered. It does not include prices on there because I'd probably be very disappointed in myself.
I've done that a long while ago for my artisan buys. And then I stopped that, and I now have resumed it on my keyboards, mostly so I can keep track of. Shipping and especially customs cost. So I know if I ever want to resell a board, what kind of price I have to calculate for it.
Cool.
So there's that. And what I just don't do is tally it all up. I just have the numbers for each board, but I don't have any functions that sum all that stuff up. That would make me mad. And it's also just the boards. I don't have anything for key sets or switches or any of that stuff. So, okay. I should talk less and build more because we're already running behind.
Carry on with your build, and I'll keep chatting to Tend.
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
This is Sparta. Wrong film.
Wrong movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Same theme. Wrong film. What 40 is ISO? There are some ISO 40s. If you know where to look, ISO returns. There are some. Very few and far between. There's a couple in development right now. If you are interested, then do let me know, and I can point you in the right direction. If you just hit me up, Jay, I think you're on the Top Clap Discord as well. If you hit me up on there, Jay, I'll point you in the right direction. We've got Mr. Evil Genius himself on the stream as well. Hello, dude. Hello, good to have you on the stream. Welcome to the International Kit stream of the TXCP in white. I stopped keeping track after I passed €1,000. No comment. I agree with the buy and forget, or you start worrying that you are spending too much on the keeps. I don't even think about it. Dance, Jay, dance. There you go. I'm dancing. There you go. Is there any board that has the exact same layout as a TXCP, but it's USB-C? The Box CP, you're right, is the same layout, but it's not USB-C. I don't think there's been any Kin board or any board produced at the Kin factory, or with a Liku PCB that's USB-C as yet, as far as I know. I've not seen any.
And I don't think Heinebusch CP is. I think it's also micro USB. I'm not, or mini USB. I'm not too sure.
I will check. I'll jump on his Discord and ask
But
him.
that could be USB-C, if any, because Lico for sure won't make them USB-C.
No, it's not USB-C. It's, yeah.
So then I don't think there's any CP board.
No, I don't think there is. Jay showed Doggo. I think the dog's left. Let me see if I can get her on stream. Gigi! Gigi! I'll see if I can get her on stream, guys. Here we go. Here she is. Hello. Hello. Look up there. Oh, what are you doing? Oh. There you go.
Man.
She's been to the groomers yesterday, so she's all nice and neat and trimmed.
I'm sorry, I just realized I'm too used to the old overview, so I've been doing all my stuff off stream basically, which wasn't my intention. So, I mean, this is a build stream, so you want to see what I'm doing, I assume.
Yes.
I
Get
just
under the camera.
I don't think, or at least I think some of you are here because Jay is talking, and you want to listen to his sweet, sweet voice one more time this year.
These dulcet tones. Nah, I think they're all here to see what the board looks like and see how it's built.
Yeah.
Mini USB needs to die. I really prefer mini USB. So I like mini USB because I've got custom cables. I know Kwer has as well, but people are starting to move into the USB-C custom cable game. Both of us use Max from Cable Car Designs, and he's just moved into the USB-C game. So it is doable now if that's your reason for not changing.
And on that note, the new adapters or plugs that Max got for USB-C are really good. They're slim, even slimmer than most of the factory-made or bought cables. So they fit in basically any USB-C port. And I think he has enough to make a lot of cables now. So if you want custom-made USB-C cables, talk to Max.
Yeah, Cable Car Designs is the name of the website. We've got Odin in the chat as well now. Hey Odin, good to see you, dude.
Hey Odin.
How long are you guys going to stream? ISO returns. We're probably going to stream until Kwer's build is finished. I may or may not stay on that long, depending on how long it takes him to get there. It's 8 o'clock here in the UK. If it's 11 o'clock here in the UK, then I will be dialing off. But I'm sure he'll finish the build on stream. Just on phone now. He'll come back after he's got some food. Nice. Pingu said Doggo. Yep, we had Doggo on stream. We haven't had Doggo on a J stream for a while actually, so it's an international kit exclusive at the minute. My biggest problem is that I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. My advice guy is teasing the ISO 40%. Interestingly, my advice guy, I think there's two going on. There's two that I know of that have 40% to support ISO, so I might ping you after this and just see which one you know about and which one you don't, or if you know about both.
Secrets everywhere.
Yeah,
you look.
secrets. Yeah. Egler says that feeling when I joked about it taking 1 hour to finish stabilizers, and it's even worse because we're now at what 1 hour and 3 minutes.
I think that's the true reason why he didn't want to be on stream tonight, at least on camera, because he was just tired of it. But yeah.
Olivia is right though. She says it's best taking your time on stabilizers because they're annoying to fix in the future after the board's built.
Exactly. Especially if you use screw-in stabilizers and the screws get loose.
159 says, is clipping really necessary? I would 100% say yes. If you are using GMK screw-in or clipping stabs, then yes, you need to clip the bottoms of them. Otherwise, they feel goddamn awful.
And
if you use
sound
stabs,
bad.
Or EPBT stabs, which are the same product, then you won't need to clip them because they come in a pre-clipped state. Do you guys rebuild boards? Once I build a board, I never usually take it apart. It depends. I have done. Sometimes I want to reuse the switches for something else, or try and tweak the board to make it sound better, or I'll build it with a switcher that I don't like after I've used it for a while. So yeah, quite often I will rebuild boards. I think if you go back through my stream history, there's probably about 3 rebuilds in there this year. The E6 V2 was a good example of that. I could never find a setup that I quite liked with that. And because of that, in the end, I sold it because I just couldn't get it quite right. Same with the CA66. I think I built that twice on stream. And again, I just traded that away in the end for something else that I was wanting because I couldn't get it quite right to my standard. Both for different reasons. The E6 suffered from a lack of sound development inside the case, and the CA66 was so hollow it suffered from too much sound development inside the case. Yeah, I think my average build time, if you include lubing switches, is probably about 3 hours end to end. Some people take longer, some people take short times. It's all down to preference.
And experience, like...
Yeah, and experience, yeah.
So the thing about my build streams is basically you watch them to learn what you shouldn't do or what you should expect to go wrong, and then learn from that mistakes, which apparently I can't, because there's always something new that goes wrong. I feel like it's either the camera equipment, it's the wrong type of step, and this time I was really sure that I prepared everything and checked everything, and well, obviously I was mistaken. So I'm very glad that Jay is with us tonight, so you guys have a bit more entertainment while I'm trying to get this out as best as I can.
159 says clipping is more of an audible thing and not the legs hitting the PCB. It's both audible and feel as well, so you can actually feel them hitting there, and it feels mushy on the bottom out. There's no firm bottom out to a stabilizer switch when you've got non-clipped stabilizers in there. They feel they feel spongy on the bottom. It's horrible. You definitely want to clip them. Olivia says, how long does it take you to lube switches? So I lubed 50 switches earlier on today, Nix's, with brush and 106. And that took me 45 minutes to do from beginning to end. The switches were already broken down, so I'd say another 5 minutes to take the switches apart. So for a 60% board, about an hour and a quarter, something like that on average. What if I like to type on sponges? If you like to type on sponges, Met Advice Guy, you go ahead and buy a Tupper board.
Or a rubber dome.
Or a rubber dome, yeah.
A real rubber dome.
Yeah. Olivia, I get in the zone when I'm leaving switches. I do it in front of the TV, and I get them all laid out on a switch holder. I'll show you what I use. So I use this here. Put all the switches in, take them apart, lay them all in there, lube the bottom housings, put the springs in, lube all the springs, put the lube all of the stems, put the stems on, and then put the lids on straight afterwards, the top's back on. And yeah, I don't mess around with it. I crack on and get used to it. So 159 has whispered to me. He's whispered that Worden did a video regarding something quite recently.
I saw that video. Yeah, I remember. I
haven't seen this.
It's about he shows he doesn't. I think if I remember correctly, he doesn't necessarily talk about clipping. I think he's still with clipping, but he says that the Band-Aid mod is useless, because when you clip your steps, you can see that no part of the step actually hits the PCB. So and he did like stabilizer cutouts. So he cut stabilizer housing apart, so you could see how the step inside the housing moved. It was really quite fascinating, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do the mod anymore.
Yeah, I was never a fan of the Band-Aid mod. I've done it on 2 boards, and then I stopped doing it because I disliked it so much. But again, it's all preference. Some people like that, some people don't. If you like it, go for it. One of the interesting things is a guy called Matt from the UK, the Pokemon Kid. He runs the UK server and channel. He prefers to use hockey tape underneath his stabilizers. It reduces the sound of the stabilizer, but doesn't add any mushiness at the bottom. I didn't like that either, but that's another option for you to try. Have you seen Rama's heat shrink stabilizer mod? Olivia says, yes, I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try that. I think it will stop you having to lube the curve part of the stabilizer, but I think you'll still have to lube the slider housings to get them to be just right.
I just have a bit of worry about that, because you add a bit of circumference to the step wire, And since it's gonna be in that part of the step where it's moving, you're just gonna probably grind it down over time. So I think that adding a loop here is the better option, honestly. But that's just theory. I haven't tried it myself yet.
Yeah, I do want to try the rammer stabs though when he brings it.
Yeah.
I will try his heat shrink method on the next build. I do probably. In fact, I might try that on the Vern in the new year. Get some heat shrink and put that on there and try that. But I will be lubing the rest of the stabs, just not that front area. One thing I do think it'll help with is stabs popping out of the stabilizer. So the wire popping out of the stabilizer. I think where the stab sits into the stabilizer, I think putting the heat shrink on there will, reinforce that. Yeah.
That could help, yeah. But I think you only have wires popping out with the older EBPT Seal variant. I think my personal experience, I didn't have it at all with GMK steps on original wires so far yet.
My advice guide does give some solid advice that don't use electrical tape. It turns to glue after a couple of years. After using that on a car build for a wiring loom, I can confirm that that is the case. You don't ever want to use that on electrical components, even though it's electrical tape. It's a temporary solution, only is electrical tape. You can actually get what's called dry electrical tape that doesn't have the glue on the inside, and what they actually recommend is that you wrap your components from an electrical perspective in this dry electrical tape and then just tape up the ends with actual electrical sticky tape. So yeah, you're completely correct, my advice guy. Don't use that. Curious about the rammer stabs as well is Egler. So I think Top Clock are getting some when some prototypes are available. Brian has mentioned that to me, so hopefully we'll see those soon. And Gio is telling me to pay attention to the stream and not to keep chatting on my server because he's trying to beat me to the next level on there at the minute. He's only a couple of posts behind overtaking me. So yeah.
Well, he clearly saw a way to get you. So and he took it.
I know what you're doing, Gio. I know what you're doing. I see you.
No cheating. And I mean, it's your bot, it's your server. In the end, you can just nuke it and. Yeah.
Gio's now posting on Discord saying, "Hey, look, people are shit posting on the stream. You should deal with that instead."
Nice combo, actually.
Yeah.
So just in case anyone is wondering, I'm using the good old Permatex dielectric grease for the steps insert and the step wire and housing gear, and then I'm using a touch of Tribosys 3204 for the inner side of the steps and steps housing, just to get the scratchiness of the housing and step part a bit down. That has nothing to do with the wire or the clicking. That's all the grease.
Olivia's calling Geo toxic now. Yeah. Permatex, that's good shit. So I use a different brand variation of Permatex, which is still dielectric grease. But yeah. My advice guy says put Permatex on your breakfast and you won't need to use toilet paper in the evening. You could just drink baby oil as well, my advice guy. That would work as well. Just drink baby oil, add it to your coffee. And we've got Holy Pandas aren't great in chat as well. Hello, Kelly. How you doing, man? Good to see you, dude.
Welcome to the stream. And no, I don't look like Jay. So just...
Yeah, this is J-Cam, and that's Kwer Cam. So there you go. Why wouldn't you just use olive oil or something? Because you digest olive oil. You don't digest baby oil. Olivia's recommending coconut oil. Olivia, can I do some switches with coconut oil for you? Because they will smell fantastic and divine. They will feel like trash, but they will smell lovely when you're typing.
Well, that the next step in modding, right? Like smell modding to make
smell modding. Yeah. How does your keyboard smell? Those aren't my hands. Yeah, those aren't my hands, Kelly. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't replace Jay in that context, but you get his lovely voice, so I think you're getting the best part there. Well, sorry, advice guy.
So Olivia, Gio's telling me that coconut oil is used with a lot of sex toys, and he wants to make fun of you for it. But I'm going to call him out on this and say stop shitposting, Gio, and behave yourself.
The fuck?
Purchase some bacon-scented candles instead, but no keyboard smell mods.
And the next step problem, spacebar step, is not moving at all. So there's something wrong. Fantastic.
Have you got it in the wrong hole on the stabilizer? You've got the insert in the wrong way around.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming too. Egla, if you're still keeping count, that's, I think, problem number 3 so far. Which might or might not be a new record.
This is what everyone who left Jay's Discord is missing out on. What, Geo shitposting everywhere? Yeah, okay. Oh, my advice, guys, got to leave. Well, thanks for joining the stream, dude. You go get some rest. I know you had a busy day yesterday with the Edinburgh meetup. So take care of yourself, dude. And I will see you in February when I will give you your key bag back as well. But thank you very much for lending me that, dude.
Yep. Thanks for joining and have a good night.
That's a great shout, Egler. Problem counter on stream. We should definitely do that for your next stream, Kwer.
Yep. Also, I hadn't enough time for that, but Egler also had the great idea of doing countdown
time
timer.
Between errors. Yeah. Like those factory boards that said no accidents in X number of days. You can have no accidents in X minutes. Yeah. Wasn't the meetup moved till later? I don't know when it is, my advice guy. It was last February. I was just assuming it's going to be this February. Matt and I have been talking about when it's going to be with Pappy Soda Man. So we'll sort something out in the next couple of months and get a UK one going. But I'm hoping there's going to be quite a nice top clap presence there as well, which would be good.
And for anyone who hadn't seen it, maybe Egla can post the link. Egla was so nice to do Kwer delays page for us, where
I saw this.
Where he keeps track of all group buys that I joined. So anyone who's curious if the delay of his or her group buy is due to me can check then on that page if I joined that group buy or not. Now we're going somewhere. So this last step, and then we're done with these goddamn steps.
Yay! And then we can get onto the build.
Yeah.
It's all right. You've only been an hour and 19 minutes on your stabilizers.
New record! Yay!
Not up to date at the minute. Holy Pandas and Unicorn is missing from the Kwer delay page. Yeah, you better not delay the Unicorn because I'm really looking forward to that board.
Well,
yeah,
sucks to be you then.
Yeah, and if there is any EU or UK watchers as well, and you do want to join the Kwer drop, which is Kwer arranging for a mass drop Holy Panda group buy without having to pay customs fees, then do hit us up. Not that we're suggesting people should ignore customs fees or try not to pay them, but let us know if you're interested. G&K Modern Dolce today confirmed. Yeah, probably. Apparently I've got a good sarcastic voice. Maybe. I like to try and differentiate.
Well, in that way, you're a really good non-Egler or substitute Egler. That was the word I was looking for, because he's also always very sarcastic about my delays. Anyways, we're done with the steps. We can finally move on to the star of the evening. That is switches.
If you're interested, Bomindoran, if you drop me a ping on whichever server you're in at the same time as me, and I will send you a link to the Kwer drop, and we will invite you across to that as well. What's the ANSI target date? So the ANSI target date is still February, as far as I'm aware. Now that Kwer is involved, let's give it that till September next year before we start to worry, and maybe we'll get them in early 2020.
That could be arranged. I mean, you always have to realize I was in Southpaw, and Southpaw I think still hasn't delivered all units yet. So there's that.
What about your plus and numpad 0 stabilizers, Kwer?
I only need one. This is gonna be plus and minus, so single one U key. And only the enter is stabilized, therefore. And this one is obviously this is all gonna be ISO. So on compact 1800, this is, or on any 1800, this is short, and this is gonna be split for ISO. So we should be good on that front. And in about 2 hours, somebody is gonna say, "Ha, you said you were good, and here's your error." We'll see. We will see. Okay,
Vomindoran, you should now have that link to the Kwer drop, so you can join our group by 4. Oh no, I've pasted the wrong thing. Ignore me. Ignore me. I've just pasted the wrong link. Completely and utterly the wrong link. No, why? Let me. Hold on. This is trying to do two things at once. So I can build a keyboard and I can talk at once, but I can't copy links apparently and talk at the same time. Do you know what? I'm just going to open the form and I'm going to copy the form address from there because it's not working when I do it from there. There you go. That's the right one. That is the right one.
So, sorry, I've got to get used to it. Can I do it? Can I do? No, it won't. Is this on auto? Yeah, maybe. Come on. No, it doesn't want to focus. I was trying to show off that these really have Razer stamped on them. They do. So these are Razer housings. I can show you 1 second. This is the board that they came from. This is a Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2016. And it's probably toast now. Because I wasn't really good with it. The desoldering sucked. Really sucked. Because they have every key of that has LED in. And they were impossible to desolder. At least with the setup I have. Okay. So, let's see how many bent pins I can arrange.
Lexarama is asking, am I in on Lumina and is Kwer in on Lumina? Kwer, I don't know if you bought a Lumina board.
Lumina, nope, I didn't buy that one. So you're good on that front.
Cool. Yes, I've got two coming. I've got a Lumina coming, and I've also got a Secret 65 one coming as well. There's only 5 of those though. And that's not a top clack perk for anyone asks. Teslatron owed me a shit ton of money, so he gave me that instead. Yeah. GMK Modern Dolce is actually about a month late. They have just got samples this week. I was talking to Janglad about that a couple of days ago. They've just got samples 159. Geo confirming that he's overtaken me on my server. Right, I'm going to just ignore it now. You can run wild with it there if you want to, Geo. That's fine. Olivia is asking, do you put the LED on after or before? Which LEDs do you mean, Olivia? Do you mean the ones for the control? Sorry, the caps lock, the num lock, and the scroll lock?
Yeah, I'm gonna put them in when I have the switches soldered. Honestly, with how the night is going and how shitty LED soldering is, I'll probably leave these alone for a later date.
Just check that they will go in through the plate, though, Kwer, because on my TX65 you have to put them in the PCB before you put the plate on.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Check.
That's a good shout.
Because the ones I got were the round ones and they wouldn't fit through the plate holes. They kind of clipped into the bottom of the plate almost.
Yeah, either I lost mine or they weren't in the package. I'm not too sure. I don't have the original ones, so I have some just plain white ones, and those should. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you're just using 2x3x4. We can't see them on camera.
Yeah, no, sorry. They're too small. They're actually 1.8 millimeter ones. So they're the small ones, the domes. So they're rather small.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, you're safe then. Cool, yeah. I think if you are using those stock ones that come with the board, they don't fit through the plate. You have to push them up through the bottom of the plate and then they sit sealed into the plate like the switch clips into the plate, but the opposite way around.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jay's a coward and no longer number one. No, I just think it's a good fight. Doran says, oh, you too, me too. Actually says, Pez said there were only two, a couple of people haven't paid invoices. Is that for the 65? I think it might be. I know he was making 5. I don't know if it's actually made 5 or she's just making 2 because people didn't pay. But yeah.
So, just getting key to problem. Though, that might be unnecessary because that's one of the good things about Lego keyboards, PCBs, sorry, is that, and that will probably not show up on stream again, but you might be able to see that there's writing all over the multi key options, and it clearly shows, especially on the smaller holes here, you can see for 1U, 1.5 and 1.25 and 1.5 keys. So you always know where to put for the switch for a certain key type.
Okay, so Gimli has asked me, he's watching but he's not in the chat. He's asked, is a Razer housings actually good now? Because he's got a TKL's worth of them, and he wants to know if it's a meme switch.
Well, that depends on what kind of housing type you have. If it's the Greetech housing, like these, they are good. I mean, they're probably not Panda good, especially sound-wise. These are very different. I think they are nice, but for now I could only test them singles and in the switch tester or looping station when I loop them. So I'm not too sure how full board of these will feel, but I quite like them. Now that Panda housings are more available, I don't know. If you already have them desoldered and you get some good stems for them, I think you should try it. Can I just say this doesn't look right? So why are you?
Vomin Doran is asking what board I'm using right now. So at the moment I'm using a white TX65. There we go. With GMK Skydolch keycaps on and MX black retooled cherry switches. Oh, it's not on camera.
Shame.
There you go. Yeah, on camera.
Now this looks better to me.
I didn't actually lube these retool blacks from Endurance. So this board is one that I built on my last stream, and it's built for a friend of mine called Mel. Now the board was actually bought for Mel by Olivia. Olivia was kind enough to buy it for her. The switches were donated by Max, who runs Cable Car Designs, also called West Foxtrot. He ran the ANSI group by recently as well, so he lubed those switches and sent them to me. Olivia had the board delivered to me. I built it up on stream last week. I've literally just been programming it this afternoon, and because it's plugged in, that's why I'm using it right now. And it's going to ship off to Mel. Hopefully she's going to come and collect it before Christmas. So it's not my board. It's kind of been a community effort to get the board for Mel as a bit of a gift after she went through some hard times earlier on this year. So yeah, so it's going to be with Mel shortly, and I'm just making sure it's all hunky-dory and working just fine. I miss Max as well. He left Top Clack, he left my server, and I miss having him around as well. He's still in some places if you know where to look, but yeah, I do miss having him around.
He didn't even show up for the stream, which is curious. Maybe he didn't have time or something like that. I was kind of expecting to see him tonight, but oh well.
Yeah, Max, if you're there, we all love you, dude. Come back.
Okay. As usual, I'm only sticking some keys in for the corner cases to better fix, to not have this kind of stuff happen. Honestly, after the last time with the Singer plate, this is like a dream to put the switches in. For anyone who didn't see my Zinger build, the plate for the PC Zinger, or for the Zinger in general, for this one, is super tight. It's really, really tight. And if you combine that with PCB mount switches, so you have to push not only the switch through the plate, but also into the PCB. It was nearly impossible to get together. It was just annoying. That was it was. These sadly are not PCB mount. And this plate is rather loose. So I'll have to double check later on, especially these, I hope you can see it, but this one is just like, so I have to make doubly sure that these are centered when they soldered in. And I'm very much assuming I have to do a second run on this one to get all switches probably aligned. Yeah. Thanks, Egla, for updating Kwer delay.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at that now. He's got everything on there now. All of your group buys.
I have to find a way to script this, that whenever I get like a confirmation that I bought something, that it auto adds it to the site. No, I'm losing switches. Yeah. One could assume that after so many, well, so many is a bit overstating it, that after the amount of build streams I already had with all the failings I had, that I somewhat learned from it. While you'd assume wrong. But we're still on track for our 3-hour window, so.
I see you going stepped caps lock as well, Kwer.
Yes. Always stepped. Always. It's
Good to see.
my favorite caps lock. And I think no, I don't have any boards left that are not stepped caps lock.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the visuals, and
Sure.
non-step caps lock would make it hard to use OG key sets. And for us Germans, with ISO DE, OG keycaps are the easiest to acquire set, I'd say.
Yeah.
So
Odin agrees. Step caps lock is the only way. Lex disagrees. He says his favorite caps lock is control. So interestingly enough, Lex, I swap caps and control around on my boards all of the time, but I still use the caps lock key, and I still use it as a stepped caps lock key. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, when I say stepped caps lock, I mean this key as stepped. I mean, if you use it for control, even better if you have a stepped control cap for that. But you have to have modern GMK sets for that, because most other sets don't supply a stepped control key in row 3. 2, 3, 2, 2, 2.
3.
1, 1, 2, right?
I'm winding you up. We've got KB Warriors on as well. Hey man, good to see you, dude. This is Kwer Stream. Welcome to International Kit. I'm just here for entertainment. I'm not doing the build today. I'm just here for entertainment. Gimli says, "Am I drinking Kraken?" Yes, I am. Bottle of Kraken. This was my Secret Santa gift. That's what I'm drinking right now with Kirk.
If you ever get the if I ever send you something, Jay, I'm gonna send you also some bottles of Mio Mio Ginger Mate.
Yes, that's I would love to try that. Yes.
And you have to try it with Kraken. It's quite nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will definitely try that. Vomindoran has got to go. See you, dude. Good to see you, man. Have a good night.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Stock says he still hasn't got his Secret Santa. I've still not shipped mine, but yeah, it's Secret Santa stock, so I can't tell you whether I've got you or not. But mine is being posted on Monday.
Stocks, yours is on the way.
Oh, there you go.
If you're really eager for it, I can supply you with the tracking. I haven't checked myself yet, but if anything goes all right, it should be with you the coming week. I hope. Because I rarely have problems with shipping, only with building keyboards. So I can't remember if I already talked about it, but I said these are pre-looped. These are looped with Tribosys 3204 on the stems and Krytox 106 on the springs. I also spring modded these with 72 gram sprit springs. I tried out 68 and 72 gram springs, and I like the 72 more. I think these would benefit maybe from the new progressive springs from Sprit, but I think it was UJ that said that the new progressive springs are not that good yet, and there's gonna be like a V2 version of those.
Yes, so the current ones just aren't progressive enough, is my view on them after using them in a board. They definitely need to be more progressive. What I've asked Sprit to do is do something that starts to move about 30 grams, actuate about 60 grams, and then bottom out about 125 grams. So I'll see if that will happen. We'll see what it comes back with off that.
So the current one just feels the same way as the normal ones, or
the current ones, they go up 3 grams for every 0.1 of a millimeter of travel, but it's just not steep enough of a curve.
Yeah.
And the logarithmic as well, because they go up in steps rather than going up in any other sort of fashion. So I think there's definitely improvements that could be made.
Okay, makes sense. Ooh, Egla is cutting it close. Canada pesos, yeah. Honestly, as a European, doing anything with euros at the moment is kind of interesting, to say the least, because you're always getting screwed over by the exchange rates, which I think currently is even worse for you UK people.
Yeah, Brexit is hitting us hard with the value of the pound and everything else, yeah.
Oh, wait a second. I had... Right. These don't go here. You go here. You go here. You three go in here. So
Gio's saying he didn't do Secret Santas. We just did one for a little friends server that we've got running, Gio. Just a group of 10 or 12 of us, and we just did it there with ourselves. And Stock says, yes, I'd like unusable springs as well, Jay. No, the idea of progressive springs is you don't actually bottom out them with them. They're too forceful for you to actually bottom out, and it should provide a more bouncy feeling type. That's the kind of principle behind using progressive springs. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. 159 says, wow, thanks for the invite. It's just a private little server, man. It's just a group of friends, that's all it is. There's thousands of them.
There's dozens of us. Dozens! That's one thing you have a real problem with plate mount switches are these positions. Where this one is okay, but this one, like, you have no, or this one, you have no real hold from the plate. So if you put them in, they don't sit at all. So I'm probably gonna lose some of these when I turn it around and try to solder it in. I can almost guarantee that.
They're also harder to keep aligned, so your caps sometimes get a little bit twisted with ones like that, and same on your bottom row as well. If you ever are worried about them, I don't think I've done a build on stream that hasn't had PCB mount switches. But a good little tip is if you do have switches that could be twisted on your bottom row, or like the ones Kwer's just put in, what you can do is you can just solder one leg, put a cap on it. Once you've soldered that one leg and got a cap on it, turn the board over, make sure it's straight and aligned, heat the one pad up again if you need to just move it around a little bit. Then once it's straight and aligned and you're happy with it, then solder on the second pad, and then that way you've only got one pad to heat up and solder to move it around.
That's sound advice, and I think I'm gonna have to use that later on because these are rather twitchy. Okay, done with this. And for the spacebar switch, this is different. As you can see, this is a true Holy Panda, at least if you don't account for the fact that it's a Halo clear stem and not a Halo true stem. Now all I have to do is figure out should be somewhere around here. Oh, right. It still has the solder condoms on. I'm taking those off because they annoy me.
Gio's telling me that having rum was not a good plan for today. Gio, it was the best plan. The best part of the day was having the rum. I think it was a great idea.
That's not right. Rum is always a good choice. I'm fully supporting Jay on that decision. And I'm also already a bit sad that I didn't put any rum in my drink.
Gimli's saying, how do the Holy Pandas feel in a board compared to other switches? They feel very tactile. They've got a great bottom out sound. Go watch one of the videos on YouTube. My channel's got a couple of Holy Panda boards in. I think Chris has got one with Holy Pandas in as well, I think. And they feel really tactile, but they also have a really great bottom out note as well. So definitely go check them out.
And everything's going to shit. Okay, you know what? We'll just throw these aside for a second, do the other ones, and then come back to these.
Sounds like a good plan. Frank is saying rum, honey, lemon juice, and hot water. That sounds good, actually. It's a little bit like a hot toddy, but with rum instead of whiskey. That sounds all right. I quite like that. I'm just drinking rum and coke. But cheers. Gio's going to work on his 3D printer. Yeah, get that sorted, man. Get your little lac build done and all your bits sorted.
I think... Let me just check for any bent pins, but with these I don't think that should be the case. But with how the night is going already, we better make sure.
Holy Pandas has got to go. Go play pub, man. Yeah, PUBG. See you later, dude. Take care, man. Take care.
Have fun.
Gimli says, does anyone know if these Holy Pandas are using the original molds on Mashtop right now? Yes, they are. So they found the original molds, they've fixed them, and they are now producing switches with the original molds, the original leaves, and with the Halo stems. So there you go. Lex has just remembered that he's got a rum calendar. Gonna get that so if survives this stream.
Can I have some too? Okay, so I'm just gonna heat up the soldering iron, and now would be the time to tell me if I missed anything up to this point. Would be nice.
So, Stocks, what you're saying here is, are they fixed or original molds? So it's the original molds that have been fixed. A fix does not stop them being original. It does not change them. They are the same molds themselves. It's just literally the part of the mold that connected to the machine was broken. What they've done is they've repaired that part of the mold, so they're fixing to the machine, and the actual part that produces switches has not changed. And we've got Fax in the chat as well. Hey Fax, good to see you, dude.
Hey man, safely arrived home, I assume.
Yeah, long journey back from Edinburgh, I think. Yeah, we did shill you earlier on, Fax, don't worry. We're talking all about your stab prowess and how you're the stab daddy for the EU folks. But it's taken us an hour and 49 minutes, and we've got the stabilizers put in the board and we've got the switches put in the board, but no soldering has occurred as yet.
You just joined at the right moment for that. So I don't have any fancy caster solder. I just have some solder that was available on Amazon Prime Now when I needed it. Worked so far. And in contrast to most other people on streaming builds, I don't have the TS100. I have a bigger soldering station with real like cable. This goes into like this big box, and this is due because I didn't know that the TS1 existed when I wanted to buy a soldering iron. If I would have known, I would have bought that one, but now I have this, and so I'm going to using this. And it worked so far. Okay. Oh, 1 second. We missed one of the most important things when you're doing a German keyboard build. And
gotta get the gloves on.
so
159 is posting a link saying how do I change the switches in my PCB, and he's sent a picture of a mess of a PCB. Man, that looks bad. The answer to that one is you chuck that in the bin. 159, you just literally pick it up, drop it in the bin. Stocks is giving some practical advice on how to fix it there. And everyone's comparing their gloves to Wodan.
That's a very obvious comparison to make, yes. But these aren't original Wodan gloves.
Don't forget the safety goggles, and don't forget to huff the fumes as well.
Now you see what I forgot. Now I know it. I recently built this fume extractor thingy. Forgot to take it out. Should have. But anyways, I could use some fumes right now. So.
Are the ESD gloves? 159 is asking.
These aren't. I do have a pair of ESDs gloves though.
And Egler's saying it's going way too smooth for the last 10 minutes. I think you need to make a mistake soon.
I'll try to do that. I'll probably mess up something on the bottom row for you, if that's okay.
Speaking of the bottom row, Stock says, please do a switch on the bottom to stop the plate from flapping around.
Anything for you, Stocks?
There you go. Switch in every corner. Nicely done. Say hey to Kwer from Natty, or Nat. I'm not sure how we pronounce that. But hello, welcome to the stream. Is your volume going, Kwer?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm bad at talking when I'm concentrating. It's the reason why I like having a second person on stream to do the talking when I'm in this state. That's something I know, that I get easily not distracted or distracted, however you want to see it, when I'm doing something like this, especially if I'm trying to not screw it up again. So there's that.
So there you go, Natty. That's why he's not saying hello, because he's trying to concentrate on
sorry, Natty. I'm very, very sorry. Hello, welcome. I would look into the camera if I had a face cam going right now, which was one of the first casualties of this evening.
Heavy duty rubber gloves, welding goggles, and then scream "It's alive" and start the manic laughter.
How did you know my plan for the best of the year stream?
Natty. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm English. We're crap with
Knatter.
Pronunciation. Natter. There you go. Natter. There you go. Jay, I can't believe you didn't sponsor Nixie White stems for this board. I only have one Nixie White and I'm giving it to Max. So, yeah, I can't do that.
The one person I think that has more than one Nixie White is probably Pingu. Not sure if he still has some or if he sold all of them.
I think Faxa's got 2 as well.
Oh, right.
I think, I'm not 100% certain. I only have 1 because I've only desold 1 Nixie board, but I've given that away, so.
Honestly, I'm so nervous. I would like to put this board on after every switch I soldered and do a switch test, but I'm not going to do that, so no worries.
Gimli says, Warden has a few Nixies. Yeah, we know he's got a few Nixies. I think Faxa went around to his house a couple months ago and said he wouldn't be surprised if he'd got 10,000 of them. So yeah, he's got nearly all of the Nixies.
Yeah. What was my joke? Nixies are only rare outside of Warden's cave.
Yes, yeah.
And I still think that is very true.
I think it is. It's Pingu says, my last white Nixie went to Max.
Ah, so Max is hoarding them. All right.
So Max is hoarding them. Right, okay. He has a stockpile of Nixies and gloves. Yeah, that's fair. You can make the white Nixie OSU pad. Yeah, Max probably can do. Don't forget the stockpile of trash G81 boards and the cables to go with. Yeah, well, maybe. Just looking at your soldering there, it's very neat, Kwer. Your soldering is very, very neat.
Try. I also learned from desoldering my own boards that if you don't do it right, you're gonna hate yourself later on. So.
That's true. ISO Returns is back saying, started to solder SE, looking forward to see that TXCP finished. He's back on a bigger screen. Oh right, so the camera angle's at a weird angle because the overhead cam kept crashing ISO Returns while you were away. So what we've done is, what was the face cam has been turned to be the vertical camera. So yeah, but ironically it's the same camera angle that I use on my builds as well as this. Slightly an angle, not quite vertically above.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This can be a bit annoying. I understand that, but it is what it is. At least this time, last time, or a few build streams ago, when I didn't have this setup and it was also another setup, every time I go over the board to check something out, you could see my back head, the back of my head. And well, you could get blinded by that. So this is not that bad. So now I've gone crisscross over the board and have no idea where I stopped. So I'm just gonna look for the next best target and go on from there.
Oh, we've got Tidal in the chat as well. Hey Josh, good to see you, dude.
Hey man. See, the real reason why I'm so taking so long is so everybody has a chance to join.
Kwer's finally soldering after 2 hours of the build stream, Josh. Tidal finds that quite funny. Yeah. We're getting there, Josh. We're getting there. Kwer is taking his time because he wants the build to be just right. And he's quoting the film. He's saying, "Gotta pump up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers."
I'm not yet sure if I want to set a new personal record for this or not.
a personal record in speed or
No, more just in time it takes. I think this is a personal record in terms of failures throughout the stream. Not sure if I can take the time record too.
That's fair. 159 or 159. Sorry, is personal PMK grab bags. They are in stock, but to the EU it's $50 in delivery. So and then we have to pay customs fees on top of them. So what turns from a $65 bag if you're in the US turns into a $135 bag if you're in the UK. It doubles the price. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Which already, I mean, the price for the grab bags themselves is already pretty ridiculous in my opinion. But with the additional shipping, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and the fees on top as well when they get into the country you're in.
Yeah. But I think North American people don't even realize how shitty the situation for European is concerning import or customs or import taxes, because they rarely have to pay them. I think the upper limit for importing stuff in the US is like $4,000 of value or something like that. The last time I looked it up.
Yeah, it's crazy high. Great.
And in Germany, the value you don't have to pay anything on is 25 euros or something like that. And then you, over that, you already have to pay the import tax, which is basically the default added value tax. So 19%. And over 150, you also have to pay for, you have to pay customs based on the product you're importing. So this can get pricey.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is that we have to pay tax on the value of the shipping cost as well. So if something costs $50 and $50 to ship, we have to pay tax on that $50 shipping fee as well, which is really, really bad. And yes, that's why we use a proxy 159. Even if it's a gift only counts up to £35 or about $45. Anything above that in the UK you still have to pay tax and customs fees on. So that's why whenever anyone sends me anything to the UK, I ask them to declare it $50 or less, including the shipping cost. Otherwise, it just ruins any of the deals. And that's why you'll see a lot of boards, key sets, and things sold from the UK at a lot higher price, because people have had to pay these fees to get hold of the stuff in the first place. Especially when they're produced in the EU, such as GMK key sets. They're produced in the EU, but they're sent to a US vendor. There's no EU proxy for some group buys. So if it was shipped straight from an EU vendor straight to someone in the UK or Germany or wherever, you wouldn't have to pay any import tax. But because it's shipped to America, you have to buy it in dollars. It's then shipped back to the UK or anywhere else in the EU. You have to pay the customs fees on the value of the set and the shipping to get a set that was manufactured in the EU back into the EU. It's just crazy. As Rope says, he paid $130 in customs fees for his Alice, and I suspect you probably got that marked down as well. That doesn't sound like it would actually be the full amount for a full board. I think the biggest one for me was the CA66 board. When I got that was declared at its full value at $380 odd plus shipping, and I think the full fee for that was nearly £200, so $240 on top, just for the sake of the board. It was really bad.
Yeah, and you have to also add the. Sorry, I blanked out. I don't think you mentioned it though. You have the shipping companies like DHL or TN or whatever also add extra fees for handling the custom stuff for you. So when I got my Zynga, at top of the already ridiculous amount of customs I had to pay, I also had to pay 30 euros just for them to handle the stuff. That's on top of the shipping costs I already had to pay. So it's ridiculous. And I think especially people from the Netherlands, like Max, or who now lives in the Netherlands, can tell quite some stories about like where they have a VAT or like a custom tax of a few cents or a few euros and have to pay the full fees on that. So like something that's a few euros in tax suddenly costs you like $30 extra, which is ridiculous.
The worst one for me was from Mastrop back in the original group buy for GMK Royal Alpha. They sent me the actual caps, but I only got the mods. They'd missed the alphas, which came in a separate bag back in those days out. But the first shipment had been declared at full value, so I had to pay tax on the full amount for only half of the key set. Then when Mastrop actually shipped out the second half of the key set, they put the actual full amount of the of the group buy on the second shipment as well, plus the shipping cost. So I actually had to pay 2 full amounts of VAT to get the key set, which meant that I ended up spending an extra $240 on the key set that cost me, $160 in the first place. It became the most expensive GMK set I've ever bought, purely because they declared the full value twice, even though they didn't ship me everything in the first bag.
And I think I found the first fuck up of the evening.
First? No.
Sorry, the first. Yeah, the fourth. It's the fourth in total. I think it's the first switch fuck up of the evening, because I think that doesn't look like a pin is sticking through. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna test it with switch tester. Before I desolder, maybe it says my eyes are not. Come here.
Yeah, some US vendors are really good. So if you speak to people like Mike at Novel Keys, he will mark packages down and things like that, so that we don't have to pay the massive import costs into the EU. But it does really hurt us in this hobby, especially for stuff that's produced in the EU. So that GMK set I was talking about from Mastrop, it was produced 400 or 500 miles away from where I am in Germany, well maybe 1,000 miles, but it was within the EU.
Yep.
Nice. It shouldn't have been an issue. I shouldn't have had to pay import duty on it, but because it went all the way to America and then all the way back, and they had to send it twice, and they declared the full value twice, and they declared the full shipping value twice, it just became ridiculously expensive.
And sometimes they don't understand the custom laws of countries they ship to, talking about Mastrop here, and then the receiving customs denies the package and just sends them back. That happened to my first Nautilus shipment, and I think it happened to your recap
Red Samurai
set.
Yeah, so what happened there on Red Samurai is I bought it in the Mastrop Keycap recap sale. Bought the set, was excited for it. It was on its way. It got to the UK. It was stuck in customs for 10 days. It turns out that Mastrop had not filled out the form correctly for customs, which most shipping companies do. It got returned from customs to the original sender in the US, so back to Mastrop. Mastrop knew about this. I knew about this. I was messaging them pretty much every day on their help site, saying, yeah, okay, now I can see, and customs have confirmed it's on its way back to you. They were like, that's fine. As soon as it comes back to you, we'll just send it straight back over to you as well. We'll get it back out to you. I thought, great, that's fantastic. Mastrop got it back. They refunded me. I asked if I could rebuy the set because they'd refunded me and I wanted the set, and they told me they didn't have it in stock.
Mastrop. This is... I think... I'm not too sure if this is about Mastrop or their fulfillment center or whatever they're using. Because I'm sure they don't handle the shipping themselves directly. I'm guessing they use a fulfillment center for that. And I'm assuming that the problem is somewhere there. But it's quite annoying that they just don't seem to be willing to try to understand custom laws from different countries and just... I mean, a customer bought something from you and you said, yes, you will ship it to him. Then you kind of expect them to understand that other countries maybe need a form extra or something. And this is, from my understanding at least, kind of standardized. So there's a default form that most countries expect you to fill. And I'm assuming that it's pretty much the same for the whole EU.
Yeah, I think it's very similar, yeah.
So there's not a lot of reason. Or I think we have this discussion from time to time about the main market of Mastrop. And I still think that's mainly mainland USA, or at least the States. And so they probably just don't care. but we might never know.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a frustrating one, but there's not much we can do about it, sadly.
No. Well, except try to convince people to not run stuff on Mastrop if they can decide that. And I honestly hope that GMK / Unikey getting into selling sets directly might build them up to handle something like group buys themselves. That would be awesome. I don't assume this will happen, but it would be awesome. Or if they do what I think Mastrop did this from time to time, like design a key set, it's getting voted on, and then that key set that wins is going to be produced from a design standpoint. I think it would be great if GMK would do something like that. At least from a European perspective.
Yeah, it would be really nice if they did. It would be really nice if they did.
Or if they would add Nordic kits to their sets they sell from Unikey. Because I know they make their keyboards in ISO-DE and they have key sets for that in their default colors. So we will see. This is probably just them testing the waters. So if it runs smoothly, they might extend on that.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. See how it goes.
So I guess nobody is still in chat. It's taking too long for everyone.
No, you've still got 23 viewers. Kwer,
Okay.
You're doing well. You're doing well. You keep people entertained with this soldering. I think it's the gloves. People love those gloves.
Yeah.
You should do a group buy for soldering gloves. That's what we should.
Actually, I still have like 8 or so of these left, because you can only get them in rather big packs. But yeah, in all frankness, in all earnest, I think these are. It's good to have gloves while soldering. And I think Woden made the same argument. These have a bit of heat resistance. So if you just touch a hot soldering place or something, you don't instantly get burned. You still have like that second realization, oh, it's hot, and you can take your hand away before you burn yourself.
Okay.
And also, if you're working with switches, these pins, if you ever get one of these stuck in your finger when you press them in, you know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about your Singer build.
Yeah, the switch the didn't help there. My fingertips are still sometimes tingling from that, but no. But sometimes you have to press, or you don't watch when you're putting them in, and then you press on the pin and it's just jams into your thumb or something. And when you have these gloves on, you have a bit extra layer of protection from hurting yourself. So, and they're really cheap, and I know it's not necessarily stylish to have them, but yeah, safety first.
Sounds good.
And yeah, and it's a very German thing to do.
It is a very German thing to do. So ISO Returns says he actually had a better experience with Mastrop. They sent him 2 times of an SA drops, or 2 SA sets, even though he only bought 1, because they shipped it to his old address in a different country, and then they asked him to send the old set back, and he was like, well, I can't do that because I don't live at that address. I'm in a different country now. So yeah, and then it says, oh, then later when I went back home, I got an extra SA set. Okay, fair enough. So you did get both in the end. Fair enough. Gimli asks if that's a panda at the top of the screen.
Yes, this one is a true panda, a holy panda, with an Halo Clear stem instead of a Halo True stem. So, but these are just color differences. The stem is the same, and it's the only panda housing I have, and so I decided why not use it for the spacebar, just for optic. And maybe a bit of sound purposes. I have to see if it really does anything.
Yep. Lexus, you remind him of the Doctor from the Human Centipede.
What?
Yeah, that's what he says. Doctor from the Human Centipede.
Why?
There you go. He doesn't say why. He doesn't say why. But come on, Lex, you've got to tell us why you think that. You've got to say why.
Probably just
KB,
because he's German.
Maybe. And then KB Warrior says, I've been burned twice now. I've got to wear gloves. So there's another glove aficionado in the keyboard community. That's 3 of you.
I hope Egler does a build stream anytime soon, because I brought him some gloves to Mechanicon, and I hope he will wear them. They might be a bit large for his hands, but we'll see. I thought the international kit gang should have the same stream gloves.
Cyber Sam says, I'm wondering why you would want to burn yourself with the iron in the first place.
Sometimes that's not a conscious choice you do. It just happens. And on the other hand, it depends on a bit what you do. But some people, they like to, if you want to correct a switch, if you don't think it's sitting right, they often do something like this. So like trying to push and pull on it while they're holding the soldering iron. And to be fair, this is a bit close for my comfort to be to a hot soldering iron. And with the gloves on, it's that extra bit of protection just to make sure.
Egler says he's got the gloves, but he's not sure if he'll use them for soldering.
Oh man!
What are you going to use them for instead? If you're not going to use them for soldering, might I ask? What nefarious plans have you got for the gloves if you ain't using them for soldering? So is it just the rest of the rows and then the numpad to go for the soldering? Is that how far you went through?
Yes, main part of the numpad, this, and then we have to insert all these switches that didn't make the cut yet.
For sure, yeah.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, just now have to find, yes. And then we probably would need to fix some of these switches, but this ain't gonna happen tonight, so no worries there. Just gonna put it together, test that it works, and put some keycaps on.
Excellent. Egler says he has no idea what he's going to use the gloves for, but he doesn't like having no feeling in his fingers whilst he's soldering.
What do you mean, no feeling? These are rather thin, so...
ISO Return said, I'm really hoping with the new sets from Uniki that they will start to ship clean base sets from the real home in Germany, no more mass drop. Yeah, I think we're all hoping that in the EU. It would be really, really nice, especially if they become a vendor for group buys as well. That'd be really useful. Will stop us seeing a lot of high priced kits where we have to re-import them from other vendors and have to pay tax and things on them. So yeah, it would be really nice to see that. I do think they need to work on their base sets though. I think there's some slight glaring obvious changes. I can see why they've included a lot of the spacebar keys to support their new boards that they're delivering, their C70 and whatever else they've got coming out as well. So I can see why they're making some decisions, but there's other decisions that just don't make sense. Such as the lack of an R3 control stepped keycap or normal keycap for HHKB layouts. So it is interesting. I think we should give it some time and see how it goes.
The one thing I'd really like to see from them would be a stock set of HAD or adapter kit, and some like their default sets like black on white, white on black, or something like that. Just keep it in stock, because I'd say these always sell. But no more keys on the row.
Nice.
So let's finish the numpad and the outliers, and then we should be on our way.
Excellent. Yeah, making some good progress there. ISO return says for sure the demand in the EU is here, and do you know what? I think the demand in the EU is growing. The community is growing. An impressive rate at the moment. It's not slowing down. It's getting faster and faster. There's more and more people joining the community. There's more and more people getting involved. That's going to mean that more and more group buys need more and more key sets to keep going. So yeah, I think GMK have left it a little bit late to join in the in the whole saga, but late is better than not doing it. Also, yeah, I think it's going to be good. Egler says, what about the opinionated adapter? Only right shift and FN. The rest is perfect. Interesting. I've been waiting for a white on black with a Norda kit for 2 years now. So there's one with a UK kit, ISO returns on Urco. If you go to originative.store, they have one with the UK kit, but it doesn't have the Norda keys in it. So yeah.
There was a small German group, or I think it was a German group buy for white on black ISO DE key set only, and I think that's, since that's default colors, you only need like 100 sets. If they didn't change that policy. So if you can get enough people together, you just can order that directly from GMK themselves. You just need 100 other people. And honestly, I think with a black and white Nordic kit, that could actually work. And I already like the decision to not solder any LEDs tonight.
Yeah, are you putting LEDs into the full board, or are you just doing it on the indicator LEDs?
Indicator LEDs and the numlock and the caps lock key. Just because on Liku PCBs, those two are actually, the backlight LED of the key is tied to the indicator LED. So if numlock is on, the backlight under the numlock key is on, and the same goes for caps lock. And I use especially the caps lock one and scroll lock I use as layer indicators, especially since this board doesn't have any underglow I can use for that. So I like having the backlight on that on the keys too, just for
nice
aesthetic reasons.
Sure, that makes sense. Oh, we've got West Foxtrot in the chat as well. Max,
welcome.
To see you, man. Welcome, man. Welcome. We were talking about you earlier on. You should go back and watch the stream afterwards, because we were talking all about you.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to come back to a number of different servers, Max, because we all miss you and we all love you. And you told me you didn't have a Nixie White, so I'm sending one to Chris for you, and Pingu sent you one already. I don't know, Max. I don't know. Why do we miss you? We miss you because you're such a nice guy, dude. We love talking to you. We love your opinions. Yeah, we just love having you about, dude. I don't know. I don't remember you telling me, Max. I don't remember you telling me, but he told me earlier on stream that he sent you on. But that's cool. You can have multiple. This is the white TXCP, Max. So Kwerdenker's building the white TXCP. Oh, and Geo and everyone else have been, Geo and Kelly, they've been missing you from the Top Clack server as well, Max. So, yeah. Like a Cypher plus Ephra. Yeah, slap up some of those Cypher renders, man. I like the the wooden wrist trash you showed us earlier on. That looked really good.
I can almost guarantee you that I have to resolder the bottom row to make that clean. But anyways, let's go for the missing keys.
Yeah, Max, I said the February date with bated breath. Yeah, we know, appreciate that you're going to have to check everything, do QC, get things shipped and stuff like that. You've got a lot of logistical work to do. So don't stress or worry about the dates, man. Whenever we get the ANSI boards, you know, it's worth the wait. Absolutely worth the wait. Oh, good luck, Soren. Get the AS 4x PCB sorted. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. Oh, nice. Nice, Max has got the proto PCBs coming now for the ANSI as well. That'd be good to see. And it'd be really nice to see some production sample pictures as well when you get a Max. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing those. And Max is also waiting for Soren's Ask group buy. Yeah.
Now, come on, be a good switch.
You're working off camera again, Kwer. We can't see what you're doing.
Oh, sorry. I'm just I'm trying to get in the last few switches, and this special ISO one is not that cooperative. Okay, you know what? You're getting. This is gonna end in bent pins. I just know it. No,
Max will take any S, Soren. He's not fussy. Yeah.
This thing is impossible. It has no hold whatsoever.
Okay, so what I would do is I would put a cap on it, and I would push, hold it in place as you turn the board over, because you'll be able to manipulate the cap because the board won't rest level. You'll find it easy to do what you're doing with a cap on it, Kwer. And then once you've done that, just solder one leg, turn the board over, line up the cap, make sure it's nice and neat and straight and all of that kind of stuff, and then solder the other pin.
Man, it's so good having you around. This would have cost me at least another half an hour.
Yeah, it's easy to manipulate them when you've got a cap on the underside, and then just do, as I say, one leg, and then I usually try and do the highest leg because you've got more room for movement then. And then you can check and heat up that pad and twist it level while you're looking at it. Better than when Eggler is here, just shit talking. Hey. Eggler's much better on stream than I am, I'll be honest. But I think he's studying for his university stuff at the moment, so that's fair. That's fair. More important things than streams. Eggler's sad now. Oh, don't be sad, Eggler. Don't be sad, man. We all love you.
We would love to have you. But university goes before everything else. And I mean, you still get to shit talk me on stream, so nothing lost there.
He's not doing studying anymore, but he worked up until an hour ago. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay.
I think it's time for a top up.
Yeah, I'm running a little low on myself here. But now I'm already too committed to get another round, so we'll deal this through. Can this work? No, this can work. I need a one.
If you're not working, Egler, are you going to come and join the chat? Are you going to join shit talk Kwer and we can have a laugh at his expense together?
I can handle that. I'm used to it by now.
I think you should join the call, Egler, and we should get you on stream. We should definitely get you on stream. Egler, if you OCS me, or Discord me your email address, I'll try and add you to the call so you can come on and talk. We can get the original episode of the International Kit Gang back together.
Better
Max
idea.
won't leave. Max won't leave. Now Max is here. He's staying. What is that emote, Max? What is that emote? What does it say? Really though? Yeah, you wouldn't leave. You'd love us all too much, and we love you too much, man. Okay, so Egler is going to join us. He's grabbing a drink, and then I'm going to try and dial him into the Skype call that we've got going on. So you guys should be able to hear him. So we'll give him a minute. Everyone posting emotes now.
Well, I think using an EPPT enter key wasn't probably the best idea. But this ain't this ain't straight by a long shot.
Yeah, that's not the best key to work out whether it's straight or not. But yeah, you'll get there. Yeah, so how we're doing it, Max, is we're using a Skype call in the background to get me on Kwer stream. So I'm Skyping into Kwer, and then he's taking that and putting it onto stream. Any ISO warp available? Yes. EPBT caps, man. They do suffer from it. But this is why you only solder one leg Kwer, because then you can move it around when you've only got one leg soldered. And Stocks, if you're still around, man, if you're interested in a Keyblade still, there's one for sale on Top Clock for $160 from Emil. So I think you can get him on Reddit as well. So he's a guy that's running DSA Katakana as well. Given so still the thin leg though makes it easier. I just use the highest one because if you do the highest one, you've got more pivot movement. Whereas if you do the slowest one, you're restricting yourself a little bit. Stocks isn't buying it in a serious manner, Soran. He's buying it for the memes.
Okay. This should work.
Excellent.
Or at least it's good enough for tonight. Okay, Let's just check what's missing. This one besides it.
Yeah, he's buying the Keyblade ironically, sorry, not practically.
I'm only buying it ironically.
It kind of fits Stox's character. Oh, okay, so I've got Egler's mail address. Let me just try and add him to this Skype call. How do I add party? There it is. Okay. That should be getting Eggy in.
Let's see.
Oh, it says you've joined Egler, but we can't hear you yet.
Hello, does it work?
Oh, hey, it does work. It does work.
Does it work?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
I can hear you in Skype though, so.
Max is saying that he's got the plates, etc., to sort out for Anzi. Cases should be coming to him next week.
Oh.
That's really good. That's really good, Max. Can't wait to see the pictures and stuff like that.
Now I can hear you guys.
Oh, nice. Glad you can hear us, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. You guys have to live with a bit of a cut-off picture in the upper corner. I can't fix that right now.
Oh, is this Cypher, Max, that you're talking about? I think you've already bought the boards.
Well, I'm gonna buy a cipher, so it's as good as if I'm in the group buy.
Absolutely. Kwer, just looking at the camera angle from here, it looks like the bottom corner near your switch puller, sorry, keycap puller. It looks like there's a bend in the plate there. Is that just a mark on the plate, or is that a damage to the plate?
Or the light?
Yeah, it could just be the light or a fingerprint, but it does look like a bend in the plate.
The upper right corner, yeah.
Yeah, just in that corner.
Now we confused him.
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, it must just be the light. Oh yeah, it's gone now. Yeah, it's gone. I think it was just a fingerprint or something, but yes, it looked like it was. It just got like a little bend.
Okay, yeah. No, it's just probably some reflection or something.
Yeah, no, it's gone now. Yeah, excellent.
I'm trying to figure out what Max is talking about. Which one of his keyboards?
He's talking about Cypher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pingu says literally unusable. If it had been a bend in there, I would have been disappointed because Kin's stuff is usually really good quality. It's usually really high quality.
Yeah.
And at least you can screw this case together without issues.
Mm-hmm.
No double threading.
Yeah, no threads that need cleaning, right? ISO Returns is asking for a link, Max, for Cypher. I'm not sure how much I should have been advertising that it was Cypher, to be honest. I don't know how secret the board is. But yeah, ask West Foxtrot, ISO Returns, ask him. He'll either tell you to go jump or he'll let you know some more details.
Okay, that one's in. On to the next one.
Oh, it's not a secret. Cool, good.
I must say, I prefer single layout plates. But beggars can't be shooters. At least we got an ISO supporting PCB and plate. So.
Yes, I was actually talking to Kin about this the other week, and he said that even if he does do fixed plates at any point in the future, which he does offer just ISO and just ANSI ones, but even if he does fixed layout ones, he will always offer an ISO variant. So he's not at the moment considering getting it.
That's awfully nice, I gotta say. No. All right, I didn't have this on.
Oh, the bag is packed.
I'm just looking for this beauty.
Maybe next time put the bag a bit further away from the microphone.
Oh, sorry. I didn't thought about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
So, Egla, how was you studying, man? Was it good?
Yeah, just finished some stuff up. It's more writing than it's studying.
Cool. Tidal's just messaging me separately as well, saying that instead of using Skype for these conversations, if we want to do it in future, we can use Discord video. So yeah.
We tried that
actually
once.
not that easy.
Oh, is it not? Okay.
Because Discord is Electron, and Electron is Chrome, and OBS has a really hard time to do window capture out of Chromium or Chrome applications.
Right. Okay.
I have to look into it for the future, but that's why you can also not window record the new Skype application, because it runs the strange, Windows unified whatever framework.
Okay, that's interesting.
To specify the GPU.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't know how things are done on Top Glac. I guess I'll find that out in a couple of weeks. But yeah, if there's a better technology way of doing it, then
I think they're also using, or Brian is using, Skype. Well, look at that. That's a new one. Problem number.
yeah. Sorry, the video's a bit delayed, so I didn't see what you'd done until right at the end.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's a Razer quality for you.
Yep.
Razer quality housings.
Gio, do you mind PMing me in Discord about it? I can whisper you my Discord thing if you don't know it.
If you're both still in the old JPlace server, you can chat on there as well. I think you're both in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Oh yeah.
Gio's been posting all day trying to beat my #1 score, and I think he's taking it now.
I already wondered why he didn't just write a bot that's banned for his account.
So Mr. Evil Genius says he's had that problem with milky gaps before, with the tops coming off. So the only milky gaps I've used are tangerines, but I've not had that on those. This might also be due to the switch didn't set correctly, which led to this unfortunate event. And Gio, you always hear your name, dude. Egla's gonna ping you and chat to you about the options for stream calling.
Me personally, I would absolutely love it to get rid of Skype, but
yeah. The only thing that's worse than the old Skype is the new Skype.
That's true.
Gimli's saying the IBM Ping Master has a perfect layout for any board. And Lex is saying that since you started with the stabilizers, Querdenker, he's managed to lube a 96% keyboard.
Good for him.
Yeah. Well, some people are faster and some are not.
And some are me. That's what you wanted to say.
Yeah.
Some people are fast, some people are good, and then there's Kwer. I mean, I could say something like, well, at least I'm unique, but honestly, I wish I wouldn't be that unique. Guys, last switch. And I forgot in which hole it goes. Nice.
Yeah, Max, that was great. I like this one too.
It's great having friends.
Yeah.
Friends are good. Friends are good.
We don't have a hot
Last.
switch channel, right? So I cannot add a comment for the Kwer delay.
You mean in this on the Twitch channel?
Yeah.
And we don't have any bots added, right?
No.
Hmm.
I have to do it manually.
Max really likes the top side USB cutout. It's a shame that it's on the right, but it's cool as fuck. Yeah, I agree. I like it, Max. I think it works well sitting right between the numpad and the main 60% portion.
So just to educate a bit or to answer my question on it, this qualifies as a sandwich mount, right? Because the plate sits in between the top and the bottom, and you screw through all three to fix everything. Because top mount would be that the plate is mounted to the top and then the top is mounted at the bottom. Okay. So because I learned a few things in my time, and I mean time, building boards, we're gonna test this before we screwed everything together. And
We are taking bets for what is not working.
yeah, come on. You know what we should do? We should do like a game where you can place which switch doesn't work when I test it. Or, for extra points, which switch does work but is in the wrong position for the keycaps I want to put it on. I hope you write that down because that's all very good ideas for the next stream. So we can finally do our game show. Okay. I have something prepared for this, but I bet it won't work. So if this works, you all should be seeing my switch hitter window now. The board is plugged in. I think I flashed the right key map already. So let's go.
Let's go for it. Yeah, want to see this. Well, that's looking good so far.
Yes, yes. Oh. Yay, we found one.
It's amazing. Well, it would be amazing if it's only one.
And this one doesn't work.
It's Razer housing.
Yeah, it'd be amazing if any of them works. So you do really well.
Yeah.
So this should be a layer switch, so I can't test that right now, or can I? Okay.
Press something else that's on the layer.
This could be wrong. It's definitely it should be soldered right. This could be a key map problem, this one, but this shouldn't. could be a cold solder joint. Okay. Okay, that one works. Oh, forget to test that one. It seems that's the only one. I'm just gonna reflow it and see if it helps.
Please don't reflow while it's plugged in. Yeah, okay,
No.
you're plugged in. Okay. Sorry, the stream's delayed. I thought you were going to reflow while it was plugged in then.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I think this one has two
Actually,
little.
you have to live dangerously.
Well, there are some things that stuck with me from my electrical engineering days, so yeah, you know what, to be on the short side. Okay.
Max has never heard of an issue with the HHKB. He's run for 6 months. Maybe it's different with other boards. 159 says it's only when the actuation isn't set. Oh, that's interesting. So there's issues with BKA DOMs on HHKBs when the actuation is set very high. Interesting.
Oh, it's still.
King has reflowed the USB port on a plugged-in PCB before. Man, that is so dangerous. But I'm glad it worked.
You want to know what? It still doesn't work, and I'm pretty sure it worked before.
I would replace the switch in that case.
I don't have any to replace it.
Yes, no,
Take one of your F keys out and put that there. Oh, Real Force 2. Oh, sorry, Max. I was trying to read fast. But yeah.
60% of the time it works every time.
This looks like 1% of the time it works every time.
Yeah. Like, it works sometimes.
Yeah, it's got one actuation out of all of those presses. I think you've got a dodgy leaf in that one.
Yeah. That's why I always buy more switches than I need. Nice to have a few extras. You need to...
Okay.
Oh, when you're done soldering, I will tell you that I need my panda back because I don't have enough.
Pingu is saying we can hear you. They can't hear you, Kwer. So we can hear you on the call, but they can't hear you on the stream.
Do you your global hotkeys enabled again?
This could very, very well be it. So now everybody should be able to hear me. I thought I deleted all of these, but apparently not. That shows how prepared I am, right?
Yeah, testing keyboards with global OBS hotkeys enabled is a nice idea.
Yeah, we had that already,
in the last
right?
stream already that turned off 3 times, I think.
Yeah, it was glorious. Okay.
You need to disable hotkeys before stream. You need a stream checklist. That's what you need. That's very German. A stream checklist.
Build checklist, stream checklist.
Yeah, most definitely. I thought I had all hotkeys deactivated, but I didn't, apparently.
Thanks, Pingu, for telling us. We wouldn't have known because we could still hear him on the call in the background.
Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, gotta lose these. And, you know, before I forget it, I'm just gonna put the bump-ons on. And I really love the boards that have these grooves, so you can put the bump-ons on just right.
Do you know that was one of my big concerns with the canoe? It doesn't have any spots for bump-ons. You just have to put them wherever you think best. So I spent ages with a ruler trying to work out and make sure that they were the same on both sides.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
I can see that.
So West Foxtrot, the switch that's broken, he's going to fix it off stream. He's just going to carry on and look at that particular switch off stream rather than delay the stream anymore, given that we're now nearly 3 hours into the build. He's just going to look at that one switch later on. Max likes ultralight BKE domes because they sound like a condom name. Nice.
So I tried lights, heavies, and extremes. And the OG. There was a guy at the meetup who had a Norbert Force, I think. No, a Norbert Hutch.
Okay, nice.
With the alphas were OGB keys, and then the F key row was like F124 was light or ultra light. Well, it was light. Then the F528 was heavies, and F9 to 12 were ultra heavy. I think something extremes, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a really nice way to try all the BKE or most of the BKE Redux domes and the OG BKE domes. And the OG domes are between the extremes and the heavies, and they're like, I thought it was like they were perfect in that. Like would be nice if there are Redux domes that are right between the heavies and the extremes, because I think that was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And OG BKE domes are bitch to get.
They're super pricey, so
first you have to find them.
yeah.
But this was best. Like I tried lots of Topper boards at the meetup, and the OG BKE domes were just the best. They just felt so good.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of Topper, so yeah, I have no comment.
I can't make money off build streams that way.
It's not that. It's yeah, I just don't like the feel of them. I wish it was that. I wish that was a valid excuse, but no, I just don't like the feel of them.
Yes, Max, OG BKE domes.
Oh, I already put a screw in there.
I think
It's interesting how we screw boards together differently.
Yeah, I know you always go diagonally. Okay, so I lost that one. Do we have? I'm just gonna check it.
Yeah, Max, I posted the link in the chat.
I don't know what it is with me and screws today. So, but at least they're always nice enough to send you some extras. So I don't have to go looking for that one.
Yeah, that's one thing about TX boards. It does give you a couple of extra screws. I think you get a couple of extra weight screws, a couple of extra board screws, and then if you've got a top mount plate on a board as well, you get extra screws for that. It's good. That looks really good. I like the stems with the housing.
Yeah.
159 says that's because you use that technique for cars, Jay. Yeah, it is. The diametrically opposed screwing is how you put together pretty much everything on a car, especially when you're putting doing a head after you've done a head gasket repair or something like that. Yeah.
Sticky enter. Well, gotta fix that.
Yeah, Max, I actually don't know how it works, like how you get the contacts and stuff out. The guy that had the board already got the domes with the Nova Touch, I think, that he bought. He said he had the board with the domes already. Like he didn't buy the domes by themselves.
And that's another reason why I like to solder in the caps lock and numlock
okay.
LEDs, because EBPT has windowed keys for that. So that shows up rather nicely. So let me get a bit of space here, and then we can put on the rest of the caps.
Yeah, also the problem is that one of those BKE boards does not have enough domes for a full board, I think. I don't think it works out.
Okay, that one. Just gonna.
Oh yeah. That sounds like a pain in the ass.
What does? Sorry, I've just.
The OG BKEs, because you need two boards, and Max just like showed me you have to like cut them, like cut the domes because they're like they come in one piece, but you need them cut for like newer boards, and
Oh, okay, okay.
and they're discontinued and were only made in Japan, and yeah.
Oh no, that's not right. That's better.
159 is asking if the plate is sandblasted brass.
No,
I don't think it is. Is it brushed brass?
It's brushed. It's brushed.
Yeah.
Or well, yeah, it's brushed or mirror and polished at least. It's definitely not sandblasted. Wait. YXC. No, this works. Should. At least.
Oh, now I understand, Max. Yeah, it's membrane, not capacitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the quest for sub 3 hour Kwer build streams will be on. Maybe next time.
It's closer this time. It's closer. He's actually putting caps on at the sub 3 hour mark. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should convince him to buy like a 40%.
Well, that feels like cheating.
Or a plank without steps.
Yeah. Get rid of the stabs. Yeah, that would be
something
great.
kind of without steps.
You know what? Next time, I'll have the steps already on. So I'll start preparing for the stream an hour earlier, just to make sure.
Yeah, but without steps, it chops like an hour of the stream time.
You know the real reason why I'm taking so long? Because I want to make affiliated on our channel, and you need the stream time for that.
Oh right, okay, do you? Okay.
Max also wants you to show off the USB-C cable again.
Give me just a second. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Immediately. And Max,
159 is saying he'd like to see MagSafe USB ports in the future, so you could have detachable cables.
Isn't the patent on this running out already? Or ran out already?
I have no idea.
Let's see.
Oh, there's so many keys that need to be fixed.
I know it's still active. What's the date of patent?
Stocks is wake him up when it's done.
It's so nice, people cheering you on.
Yeah, Max, you should get your own proprietary connector for your boards. Your
Max.
U key is in the wrong place, by the way.
The what? The who?
The
What?
U key.
Oh yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, Max, if you're going to do panel mounted Lemo connectors, then or Lemo connectors, then I would be all over that. You should do that on the Cypher. Actually, you should definitely do that on the Cypher.
Where do you come?
Oh, I didn't realise that's where the delete key was on the CP build. I like that.
Well, I think it's not necessarily standard, but I put it there because I'm kind of used to it on the Zinger. I don't know if it's standard, but I have on the 75%, I have the delete key next to the backspace key. And so I'm kind of used to this location. And I was wondering what to put there anyway, so. That one. Few.
Gimli, it doesn't matter how much panel mount Lemo is, because if it's on a custom board, people are going to pay for it. It's as simple as that. If it looks cool, people are going to pay for it.
Can confirm.
I'd be all over it. I would literally be all over it.
Now, where did I put this?
Geo, that's a great idea. Panel mount Lemo connector in the board into a Lemo connector into the cable. The cable then goes to another Lemo connector that is a panel mount into the desk, so that it hides your cable under the desk and you've got maybe a foot of cable to move your keyboard around on. That sounds perfect. You could even put a coil in there for effect. Yes. Geo, legend. That sounds amazing. Yeah, I was gonna say Eva later had the panel mount one. Yeah, Max just posted it now. Yeah.
Yeah, Max, you should do a proprietary connector for the profits.
Yeah,
the only one who sells the cable for it.
Just call it the profit as well.
And then every cable is $8.
just call it the profit cable. Do that.
And then you can just profit off the cables. Damn, I need the second back. Now this could get interesting.
Cover your ears.
No, come on. That wasn't so loud. One. Wait a second. I had you. I just had you. Where are you?
And I've just realised, Kwer, but you're wearing a Star Wars jumper, aren't you?
Yep. Star Wars.
Yep.
Stormtrooper. I actually have two of these. This is the better one, and then I have one that's like my home version. So I'm just wearing it at home because it's a bit worn down, but I quite like it. It's a black one, and you have like TIE fighters and X-wings and explosions and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that sounds really cool. I like that. I do like that. I've got a Christmas jumper that's got Star Wars on it. It's got TIE fighters flying across it and AT-AT walkers walking in the snow on it.
Nice. Yeah, I always meant to get one of these like Christmas sweater versions, but somehow I haven't gotten around to it yet. There's one. There's another one.
Interesting. What are you doing with the page up, page down row? Because the delete button is supposed to be in this row.
Yeah.
In this block. And the home key should be one to the right.
These are also, I just realized, the wrong profile page up, page down. They were from my previous version. So I have to find those.
Do you not have an Alt-GR key either?
Page
oh yeah.
up.
Why are you using double Alt? What are you doing?
Well, there is no Alt.
Do you even know what you're doing? Kwer good?
No, I don't anymore. It's too late. It's taking too long. No, honestly, I don't think there's any alt Gr in EVPT. Or at least I don't have one. I'm pretty sure of that.
Is that a Fortnite Christmas jumper, Max?
Yeah, that's
that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that.
You might.
That's hide Secret Santa.
If my Secret Santa's not good with that, I'm going to be disappointed.
You might want to check Egla, but I don't think there's any alt Gr in EVPT.
Oh, you're using EPVD. I thought you were OG. Yeah, there's no alt.
Oh, I thought these were OG
No,
5 subs.
this is EVPT.
Don't know if that says something about the quality of EBBT caps or the shittiness of the stream.
Sorry, what?
Not sure if that says something about the quality of the caps or the quality of our stream video.
Okay, yeah. Probably both. I just can't. I know this is rather shitty output with 700p max, but that's all I can do with my shitty connection. If I up the resolution, it would play havoc on.
I think it's all you can do until you become affiliated as well. I don't think you can do 1080p until you become affiliated.
Oh, that could be true as well. So how? I completely forgot how I mapped these, but I think this should be plus. This doesn't feel like the right minus key. This looks better. Yes. And I have no idea how I mapped these. So I'm gonna just put something on.
Yeah, so... Well... Usually, you would do insert, delete, home, and page up, page down.
Yeah, but
and have divide, and then times, minus, plus, and then enter. You want the big enter there, by the way, not the plus, probably, on the numpad.
Oh yeah, right. Good catch.
And then you have, where you have the delete now, you have like print screen or numlock or something.
Again.
Stocks is saying put another plus on there. All the plus keys.
Yeah.
That switch doesn't like you either.
Nope. Nope, it doesn't.
Retech best switch.
That's what you get for trying to build a poor man's Holy Panda copy. That works out much better.
Max says he's amazed that you're able to stream full stop.
Nope, doesn't fit. Is there any? No, these are all wrong. You know what? This should. Yes.
The end key is triggering me really hard. This top thing above your numpad is triggering.
What do you want? What do you want to have instead here? I mean, delete is gonna stay here.
At least put the end on the bottom and put home on top. What are you doing?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would take that end key out and take the home key out. Put the home key where the end key is now, and then put the end key where you put scroll lock. The home key where you put scroll lock. You have home underneath.
Well ahead of you.
Okay. Sorry, the stream's taking ages.
Yeah.
It's like 10 seconds behind for me. So, there you go. Yeah, that looks good.
Let's get this to the side. I'll try to do it as silently as I can.
Also, I would put the divide key instead of the print screen because it's nice to have plus, minus, times.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It'd be good if you could access all of your calculator mods.
Yeah. Not just 75% of them.
Kwer is getting major roasted. What was that about loving everyone's layouts no matter what? I mean, there's still some things that are objectively wrong, Stocks. There's still some things that just don't work, you know.
In German there's a saying, wer den Schaden hat, braucht für den Spott nicht zu sorgen. which would translate roughly to I don't know. It's too late. I'm too tired to actually translate that one. If Egla want to jump in, I'll.
Translating idioms is usually a horrible idea.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to come up with an English idiom that works, but I can't, quite honestly. So.
I have to be honest though, the board looks great. It does look good. It looks stunning.
The English equivalent would be the left is always on the loser.
Yeah, that fits. That fits.
Okay.
At least that's what the internet told me.
Ooh.
How does it feel?
Actually quite good.
I mean, it's a perfectly fine keyboard as long as you don't want to type a K.
Well, it's a white keyboard. I'm gonna fix the K key.
So he's no longer Kwerdenker, he's now just Wordenker.
Yeah. even no, I'm just Kwerdener.
Yeah. Oh, a Wordener, yeah, Wordener, yeah.
Wordener, yeah. No.
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's partly finished.
It's 11:15 GO for the EU guys. 11:15 PM. It's 10:15 for me in the UK, but for the guys in Europe, it's 11:15 PM.
Yeah. Another 3-hour build stream, and it's not correctly working, so that's not good. Max wanted to show me off the cable once more, so it's already plugged in, so I can't do more than this, but. It's a fantastic cable, and I really like the sleeving on it, the paracord. The camera probably just won't focus. Yeah. Anyways, he ordered that specifically for me. I don't know if he has any left, but probably if you want something like that, you can hit him up, and he's gonna order some more of it.
If he doesn't, he's ordering more because I want some because they look great.
Yeah, there's also, you can get this in green, red, blue, and gold, I think. Nice. I've gone for silver because it would fit with most of the keyboards because it's rather neutral. But if you look at the ordering page, they have a video of multiple of these strands besides each other, and they twist and turn so you can see the glimmering. And if you're gonna do a terminal build with GMK terminal, you gotta get one of the green ones. They look so good. I'm gonna link you the video later. But
nice. So is this an officially affiliated, sponsored West Foxtrot cable car design stream?
Well, Max, how about it? Huh? No, but
refund me for these cables now, man. I want them for free for shilling.
Well, I'm not top click. Anyways, thanks everybody for sticking around. Thanks for Jay for helping me keep the people entertained. This would have been gone downhill fast without you guys. And thanks for Egla for joining on late to dash on the hate. No, I'm really lucky to have you guys. This is when I fix this and a few other things, I think this is going to be a really nice board. Quite like it, and
I have to say it looks stunning. I mean, even the cake that doesn't work, it just looks great. I think it looks fantastic. Yeah, I think these white TX boards look just superb.
Yeah, but I think there are not many key sets you can put on it. I mean, obviously it's white, so it matches basically anything. It could match, but OG similar seems to fit well. Muted would probably work too. Muted works with everything.
I might try this 65 with muted and see what that looks like, because I've got it with Sky Dolce on at the minute, and I quite like the way that looks. But I think yours looks better. So yeah.
Yeah.
It's also the OG color beige is about as warm as the board. Slightly darker though, but it's on the warmer side.
Yeah.
It might actually fit better than muted would.
That's true.
Yeah, muted
That's
might
true.
fit your other board better actually, because it's more of a blue-white, sorry, isn't it? It's more of a
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
think that might fit better on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll put muted on this one. I'll take a picture and share with you guys so you can see.
That would be fantastic. I mean, the original plan was to put my OG black kit set on it. The main problem with that is I only have a 6.25 spacebar for that currently. But that's going to be fixed when the GMK white on black group buy drops.
Nice.
Somewhere. And then I'll see about. I could have built this with 6.25, but I'm so used to 7U spacebar. I think that's another thing. 7U spacebar or Riot. From my perspective, at least.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
Step caps lock, 7U spacebar, and ISO enter. Well, yeah. Thanks again, everybody, for sticking up too long with me. And I hope you had fun. Making fun of me always helps. And I'm promising you, I'll work on it. Next time the build is gonna be maximum 2 hours. Maximum.
Yeah. Are you gonna start with half the switches soldered?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna pre-solder everything. It's just like talking and screwing everything together, and then that's it. Yeah.
Screwing stream, like it. Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody likes to be screwed, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to call it a night then. Now I have to clean up a bit here and then find a bit hours of sleep. And I guess most of the EU guys have the same problem going, at least those that have to work tomorrow. Yeah, this has been fun for the most part. And for those of you we don't see till the next year, enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll hope to see more of you, Jay, in the future on TC Top Clack.
Yep. Yeah, 3rd of Jan, guys. That's the first show on Top Clack. So feel free to watch it on catch up because you ain't going to watch it live. Let's be honest.
No, that's going to be VOD. But your build streams will be on the same spot starting next year, just under the Top Clack banner, right?
Correct. Yeah. So Sunday evenings, UK time again. First build stream of next year will be the Vern with Zelios V2. So yeah, that's going to be the plan.
Great, fantastic. So I hope we'll see everybody next year then again. And so long. Good night. Bye.
Cheers, guys. See ya.
Bye.